It is rumored, and there's been people that's went to not just Jeff's family, but Tonda and Ashley's family too, that have said that they worked a case where they found a forearm in the woods with Jeff's exact tattoos on him. But that's the only rumor that they've ever found.
A rumor? Jeff. So that's just a rumor they heard from? Who'd they hear it from?
I have to say rumor because the police say it didn't happen. But
welcome to Creepalachia. We're talking true crime, and what better way to do that than someone who is very passionate about the subject. And we have 3 cases that Alex Brooke is going to be walking us through. Thank you for joining us in the studio today.
Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, I came across your Jack Denny story. I was browsing YouTube, researching or something, and I was like, hey, Alex seems cool. Let's see if she wants to come in and do a podcast. Yeah. And thankfully, you did. You can bring that mic over just a little bit. Pull it toward the wall.
Oh, this way?
The whole arm. There we go. That's perfect. All right. So tell me about yourself.
My name is Alex. I have a degree in criminal justice and psychology. I do this kind of more on the side, but I do work with a nonprofit for missing people called Voices for the Silenced. And yeah, pretty much I just do this in my free time to help families because I feel like missing people in West Virginia don't really get very much coverage. I do unsolved cases too, but missing people is my main thing.
Perfect. Yeah, and you do a great job.
Thank you.
I mean, it's weird to say I enjoyed your missing people videos.
Yeah.
But you do, yeah, you're very thorough and highly suggest people check out the channel APAL.
Thank you.
So you're very passionate about all of these cases. And we're going to walk through Jack's case. But so tell me about life growing up. And did you grow up in West Virginia?
Yeah. I'm born and raised in Tays Valley, West Virginia. So, yeah, been there my whole life. When I was probably, how old was I when the Scott Peterson case happened? I was young, and me and my stepmom watched every update there was on Lacey Peterson at the time. And that's really what got me into true crime, I would say. And then by the time I was I think I was 19 or 20, one of my friends, loosely friends, we just hung out at parties and stuff, went missing in Scott Depot. And that was the first time I really got to experience how the police handle missing person cases. He wasn't one they really cared about very much, and it kind of broke my heart. So I knew at that point, I really wanted to do something that would help bring awareness to missing people that wasn't just involved with the police, because there's so many different reasons they don't look into these things.
I got you. What was your friend's name?
His name was Brian Chris Sexton. They did end up finding him after a party that he had gotten into an altercation with someone, and the police just deemed it hypothermia and a drug overdose.
Oh.
And even though his toxicology report came back completely clean. So,
oh, wow. So he's in the river?
He was across the road. Hunters found him from where the party was, and it was never looked into again because his family didn't have the money to do it.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's really what sparked me wanting to get into this.
Sure. Well, very sorry for the loss of your friend.
Yeah.
And Voices of the Silence, they're coming on the show. Is it Deb?
Yes, I love Deb. Yes. Me and her did a search together for actually the last one we'll talk about, Jeff. Voices of the Silence all did a search 2 years ago now. Brought dogs in and everything.
Wow. Yeah. Nathan, do you know Nathan?
Yes.
Yeah, he's
Nathan.
coming on the show too.
Oh, I love Nathan. He's the one who brought his dogs to the search.
Yeah.
So I got to watch them work, and they're phenomenal. And he's great with them. He's phenomenal.
Yeah. Canines interest me so much. I don't know if he's bringing a dog. I'd be all right. I don't even, I'm sure the dog would sit in here and chill. Give him a microphone.
Charlie's pretty cool. That's the main dog that we got to see work. I don't know, though. She likes running around.
I got you. Yeah. She's probably like, I'm not sitting in here for 2 hours. What are you doing?
Nathan's cool, though. You'll like him a lot.
Yeah. Well, good deal. All right. So there's some backstory. We're going to start with Jack Denny. So I guess Give me an overview, and I haven't purposely looked into each of these cases just to let you lay it out, and I want to try and ask questions that I feel someone who knows nothing will ask.
Yeah.
So what's an overview of who Jack is?
So Jack was from Hanley, West Virginia. Do you know where that is? Kind of near Montgomery.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah. So he was from that area. His child's mother reached out to me to help look into his case. He was in a relationship with a girl we'll talk quite a bit about, and it wasn't the best relationship, we'll put it that way. And he ended up going missing, shortly after getting back together with her.
Right.
And there's just a lot around that I don't feel was taken very seriously because he was a man in a domestic violence relationship. Yeah.
Yeah. We often don't, we talk about domestic violence when it comes to females a lot, but we don't often really bring up the fact that sometimes men are in relationships that they are getting abused in as well.
Yeah.
Not necessarily saying that's what happened here, but is that was there on record domestic violence accounts?
Yeah. Yeah. And he talked a lot about it with his friends too. And now I'll be honest, I could never get a hold of the girlfriend to sit down and talk. She would never commit to a time. So I'm not sure if it went both ways. It could have easily went both ways in a domestic violence relationship, but it definitely was recorded that he was abused.
Gotcha. And how long ago was this?
2023, April 2023 is when he went missing.
So relatively new.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where was he last seen?
That's sketchy. So he was at his, he called her his mom, but it was his grandma's house. And he was seen leaving the house and was supposed to go to a friend's apartment. And there's mixed reviews on whether he made it to that apartment. It was Cavalier Heights Apartments. Yeah.
Cavalier Heights.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see where this is located.
Montgomery, yeah. All those towns.
This says Huntington, Cavalier Heights
Apartments.
Apartments.
In Montgomery, I think.
Yep.
All those towns are so close together, so I get a little confused.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. We got the map up on the screen here. So kind of setting the scene of Montgomery has a big, I say big, it's like an inch across the screen here, river. Looks like a big river.
Yeah.
I think I've been to Montgomery once or twice, but I cannot remember. But what kind of town is it? Is it a pretty small town or?
It's a smaller town, yes. But that's where West Virginia Tech used to be. But once West Virginia Tech left, it kind of just, the town just a little bit died. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not that great anymore as it used to be. There's not as much traffic or anything.
Sure. Well, I'm sure there's some good flea markets and some people doing some good stuff out there. Some people don't like them college kids.
I know. I know.
Causing a ruckus.
I'm sure they were a little wild down there sometimes. I've heard some stories from my friends.
All right. So he was last seen at his apartment or
he was walking.
He was walking. Oh, he's walking there. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Who reported him missing?
So it was about a month before he was reported missing, and it was by his girlfriend at the time. I won't use her last name because she's not been charged with anything.
Sure.
But her first name's Tessa. And then there's reports that his mom also tried to report him missing, but I couldn't find that set in stone anywhere.
Okay. Have you talked to any of the family?
Not his direct family, like his mom, grandma, sister, but I talked to his child's mother.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So gets reported missing. What happens next? Like, are there any forms of evidence that have been released or found, or is it just kind of like, oh, that sucks?
I don't know what all was given to the police because they didn't do much, like at all, with the case. So from what, I mean, I know a lot of people came to me when I first started looking into it. I had made a big post that I was looking into Jack Denny's case, and I had about 20 plus people get a hold of me and send me conversations that they had with him like a week or two before he died, or not died, but that's what's assumed.
So
missing.
he hasn't been officially, I think you have to wait like 5 years before the family can declare someone legally dead. So technically he's just missing.
He's just missing.
Gotcha.
But there's not much hope he's alive. Let's put it that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very sad.
But yeah, so I don't know. A lot of people told me they reached out to the police to tell them the things he was saying before he went missing. But there was a lot of people that said they never reached back out to him. So I'm not sure what all the police has, because they also didn't reach out to me either. So.
Okay. Gotcha. What type of person was Jack? Like, what were people saying about him?
Jack was fun. You know, he was artistic from what I understand. He was intelligent. But they would say like he had 3 versions of himself. Like he had this good version, he had what they called the beast, and then like the real him. So you kind of got a mixed bag with him sometimes. He enjoyed camping. He also grew up with addicts around him. So he would recreationally use drugs quite often, you know.
Do we know what type of drugs he would use, or was it just, whatever's available?
Was whatever he could get his hands on. But there at the end, a lot of people said meth.
Gotcha.
And the Google Drive. Yeah.
Oh, Google Drive. Let's go here.
I have some pictures of him. Go in the photo section.
Okay.
Top one.
Oh, top one. I can't read, Alex.
It's fine.
You'll learn
and
this.
And then I have just a few of them listed. The ones just of his name is him. So there's like that one. I'll talk a little bit about later, but his girlfriend chose some interesting ones to put on the missing poster. So I tried to put ones that actually looked like him.
Gotcha.
Him at the time and throughout his life. But yeah, that's Jack.
Looks like a responsible young adult. I mean, you can never tell by pictures, but there's Jack
that's him and his grandma. Yeah.
Oh,
that was Anne that he lived with, and he thought the world of her, from what I understand. Yeah.
So we didn't know of any type of like mental health diagnosis or anything.
Not that he was diagnosed with. People did talk about like his upbringing wasn't traditional, I'll say. So he did his mom was an addict. So he lived with his grandma, and I think he suffered a little bit from that. He did have some mental health issues that I was told when he moved in with his grandma, she didn't really seek therapy because she was very religious. She just assumed if I get him in church, if I get him talking to a pastor, that kind of stuff, that would solve it. And
wouldn't that be awesome? I would do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it can help, but I also think there's some things that only a mental health professional's gonna know.
Sure. Yeah. And faith does a lot of good for a lot of people, but if you're suffering from like being extremely bipolar or something like that, you kind of need a little more assistance.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I do think there might have been some underlying things with that. And I think that's why he probably dabbled in recreational drugs a little bit.
Sure. Yeah. So basically he just vanished off the face of the earth and nothing else has happened. Is that where we're at today?
From what we know. Yeah.
Goodness.
From what we're told. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did talk a lot about him thinking his life was going to end right before he went missing. Whether he talked about like he just felt like there was nothing left to do, or, he just felt like he was never going to get out of his situation. But then there was also times that allegedly he said that Tessa was going to kill him.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's third party information. Someone told you that, or you seen text messages?
People send me screenshots of him saying that to them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I said, there was like over 20 people that got a hold of me that would send me conversations they had with him, saying stuff like that, you know, he was in a situation he couldn't get out of. He didn't think, you know, there was any way out. And then there was times he would also talk about Tessa being abusive and, you know, him thinking he was going to kill her.
Right. So there's there's definitely some smoke around the whole situation, but at the same time, you know, there's no evidence really saying here nor there. It's a lot of hearsay, but, you know, and I'm not sure, but hopefully the police interviewed Tessa and looked into this, and
they did not.
They haven't interviewed Tessa? Okay.
But I don't think that's necessarily their fault, though, because I know they did try to get a hold of her, but she quickly got a lawyer, which I know some people find weird, but I think is probably the most responsible thing you can do if you're going to be talking to the police.
Oh, yeah.
So she did do that, but she would not return their calls. And if she did return them, it would be at like 3 a.m.
Sure.
So it's like, what are they supposed to do with that? You know?
Yeah. Well, that's frustrating. But yeah, I mean, everyone's different, especially, and on that too, every investigator's different. You just don't know what they're gonna. Let's say you're innocent. You're not sure what they're going to try and say. Obviously, you would be one of the prime suspects. So, you know, if you're innocent, I'm sure she was freaking out. But now, you know, the type of person I am, I'm an open book.
Yeah. Me too.
Like I'll sit there for 15 hours, you know, bring me some Cheetos.
Yeah, I know.
Some Diet
pizza.
Coke.
We can stay here all night.
Yeah. That's the type of person I am. But not everyone's like that. Everyone's different. So,
and she, from what I understand, was also, you know, they were using together. And I think when that happens, that is scary because you're like, oh, what else are they going to get me on? You know, like, I don't think it's necessarily if she's innocent, it was like, oh, I just don't want to talk to him. There's things that she had to be worried about too, that they were doing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in those relationships, I've always heard it's like every day is insanity. Like you're always trying to find a fix. You're always, you know, I mean, literally, it's the goal of every day is how do we get high and not you know, beat the hell out of each other.
Yeah. And I say in my video, I really wonder what their relationship would have been like if they got sober together, because from what I heard, when they were good. Like it was awesome. And I'm pretty sure they used their whole relationship. So I've always wondered if they would have gotten sober. I wonder if they would have worked out, you know?
Sure. You never know. I've heard mixed experiences with that. I'm sure there's people out there that have done it. I think typically it's, unless you're both like literally on, you know, rock bottom, dead set, like we're done. I think it would be really hard, you know, not getting sober by yourself, but I can't even speak to it. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm addicted to is caffeine. So it's like,
oh, it's bad. Yeah. We was sharing energy drink tips and you brought an Alani in the studio.
Love my Alanis.
Have you tried Bloom?
I have tried Bloom. When I can't find Alanis, I drink them, but I haven't tried that flavor. I like the strawberry watermelon.
Yeah. Crisp apple.
Ooh,
available this fall season. It's very, very good. Tastes like apple juice.
Okay.
I like it.
I'll have to try it.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. So I got Jack's, so this is the first missing person post that.
So that was hers. And then the second, it just says missing person too, because it's the bottom pictures.
Gotcha.
And then I put Beth's missing person post she made to his mom, his biological mom. And
okay, so Beth is his mom.
Yeah,
Okay.
He calls his grandma his mom, but this is his biological mom that posted this.
Okay, so Beth says, "This is my son Jack Denny. He's been missing since April 20th. 3023, but she meant 2023. If you have seen him or had any contact with him, please message me or contact the Kanawha County Sheriff's Office. Any information that lets me know he's okay would be appreciated."
Yeah.
Nice looking feller.
Yeah, he was. And it was sad. When I was learning about him, I was like, man, I would have been friends with him, I think.
Right.
Like he's pretty cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Tessa's is, she posted a tattoo that he has. It looks like on his left chest or back. Is that
it's his chest, and then he had one on his side too, but I couldn't ever find pictures of the one on his side.
Okay, and it's like a tribal, Egyptian-looking tattoo with wings. So last seen in Hanley, West Virginia around 6:30 p.m. on April 20th. His Facebook Messenger and phone stopped showing it was receiving messages on the 21st. So do we know if he was potentially suicidal or anything going on there, or?
So I think there's about 3 things that could have happened. I think it was a domestic violence situation that wasn't intentional, but death happened, which is a lot more common than we think, or I think he was either suicidal because, like I was saying, he was talking a lot about not feeling like he could get out of the situation, that he was just stuck. He hadn't seen his daughter in over a year and he couldn't because of the situation he was in. And I think it could have been that everything came to a head. The only thing that makes me kind of, I don't know about that is, why have we never found him then?
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, where did he do this that nobody could ever find him? Because there were searches and nothing ever came of them.
Gotcha.
Or I think he maybe accidentally overdosed. His life was crazy at the time. But again, what happened to him?
Sure.
Like, where did he go if that was the case?
And there is a river next to the town, which... Have you heard of the smiley face murders?
I have heard of the smiley face murders, yeah.
So this sounds a lot like it. Now, I'm sure, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened, but there is rumors, and there's a lot of evidence too, that there was a serial killer that would appear in college towns, and then young white males would end up drowning in a local water source.
Yeah.
And, they started tying these little smiley faces that were painted near the murder. And I don't think they ever really proved anything, but there is a large, I'll just keep calling it large river next to this place. And it was a college town, not then. No. It was way before that, but it's very odd.
It is odd.
So there's a second post here. Why is there 2 posts in
this one? If you scroll down, just has like the other picture she posted. And when I talked to the family, they thought it was really interesting that these were the 2 pictures she chose of him. Because first of all, I think that top one was the most recent. But like, she chose some that made him almost look mentally ill. You know what I mean? Like the other pictures that we were looking at, he's smiling or he's at least like just lounging, these make him not look like he's in the right state of mind, if that makes sense.
I got you. No.
And so that's why I put it on there.
I see what you're saying. Let's see. She put a star in here. It says, I apologize for my previous post. A credible source believed he had been found, but Jack is still missing.
Yes.
Did she make a post saying that he'd been found?
She had, I couldn't find the post, but she had made a comment, and that's something else we'll talk about. But she had made a comment that I saw that said, that it said he had been found, but I think that was just like someone hopeful saying that.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So we got a lot of stuff here. Where do we start?
Okay. Let's start just from the beginning, I guess. So he was a white male. He was 33 years old at the time he went missing. He was 6 foot to 6'2", 150 to 170 pounds. And we saw him. He has brown hair, brown eyes. His hair is thought to have been really short when he went missing, not the longer that we saw.
Right.
And that he was clean shaven. We kind of already went over. So like I said, his mom was an addict, so he did not live with his mom. He lived with his grandma growing up, and we kind of already talked about that. He had some mental health issues from that. that I don't think were ever really resolved, just because he didn't necessarily seek therapy for it. He did have a troubled childhood. He had a lot of trust issues. He did not have very high self-esteem at all. And he just believed he really didn't deserve to be loved. So that's why people think he kind of stayed in this relationship for as long as he did. Now he, sorry, I lost my spot.
No, you're fine. Take your time.
So in high school is when he's thought to have started to use drugs quite often. He never, I think, claimed himself as an addict, but there were quite a few people that I talked to that said they would have considered him an addict in high school. So that's a long time of being an addict if you think about it.
Oh, yeah.
He was 33. That's like half his life. So people weren't really shocked when they found out he was still using.
It's a struggle. Where did he work? Did he work anywhere?
He, so I think he did like odd jobs. I talk a little bit later that when he got with Tessa, she made it nearly impossible for him to keep a job. So he didn't really those last few years. Like he would get a job for a few months and she would just throw fits from what I understand. And from what I read, he would say, until he would either quit or it would be impossible. He'd get fired and that type of stuff. So for that last few years, I don't think he really held any type of job, which meant he was financially reliable on Tessa and her family.
Sure. Yeah. So
that's just,
screenshot section. Where do we go first in here?
Oh gosh. Okay. So a lot of these are just the conversations I had with people. Like you can see he had quite a few conversains with that I got sent. There should be more on the anonymous.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So they're just all out of order. That's awesome. Sorry. And I just put all the conversations in here because I had posted on my video every time he said something, it's on the screen. I just added all of that in here.
Sure. Yeah.
But so let's go ahead, go to, you could go. So if you go to Tessa's conversations with Rachel, hold on. You might need to scroll down. Or scroll up. Now it's out of order. I don't know. So you can see where it says Rachel's conversations with Tessa is like what the last few times, like the few times she saw him was. I don't know why.
Gotcha. So I'm looking for number one.
Yeah, I will just say Rachel's conversson with
Gotcha. Right here.
And she put these together herself. So it's like you look up and she talks here with her because Rachel and Jack's daughter, Chloe, found out on Facebook he was missing.
Oh, goodness.
Nobody ever told them. Almost everyone found out on Facebook. Tessa and Beth, from what I understand, didn't really say. So, I mean, if you want to read through that, you can.
Oh, but, yeah. Well, it's a lot. We'll walk through. It's a lot.
There's a lot of conversations. Those are more just so you would know that's what was going on.
Sure. Too. I love the groundwork you've been doing.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a lot, but I tried. And Rachel helped me a lot. I've got to give her a huge shout out. She sent me a lot of things. I'll just go ahead and go over his relationship with Tessa, though.
Sure. Yeah.
It was known to be very toxic. I want to preface again that I never got to talk to Tessa in deep conversations about this. Like we would try to plan things and then she would never follow through.
What would she say to you?
It was just like, go to Tessa conversation one. Like the first one is her reaching out to me and she would pretty much, it's just like, hey, you know, I'm trying to talk to you about it. But then when I would try to plan a time, it would never work out. She would never answer me. And like, so she would, you know, I've heard this is how she was with a lot of people.
Right.
She would seem like she wanted to be very involved.
So it says, we'll read this one. So it says, hey, I saw your post about Jack. I just wanted to message and offer whatever help I can. Jack was staying with me on and off when he went missing, and prior to that, we lived together for about 4 years. We were engaged and intended on getting married this past October. I don't know what help I can be, but I'll give every piece of information I can. Jack was an extremely private person And so I've been really apprehensive to throw out info to just anyone. I appreciate your posts more than any of them so far because you didn't mention anything about addiction or substance use. Again, he was a very private person, and those kind of posts on social media are the very thing that would make him want to never return to his hometowns. He'd be pissed that people even know his real first name. Anyway, hi, and thank you for the way you've approached this so far. So she seems really nice.
That's the thing, is she's very likable.
Sure.
She's very likable.
Seems open there.
She does. But then, I contact her back and I'm like, well, let's set up a time. Like, I want to talk to you about it. And nothing. Yeah. And that's where she told me she texted me. Because when he went missing, you see that I've commented up there before to her. And that's because the day he went missing, I messaged her and said, hey, I'm in a nonprofit. Let me help you make a missing person poster. I do this YouTube channel. And she never answered me. And then when I posted about him years later, that's when she says, I shot you a message. I'd like to speak with you, but would never commit to
And
a
that
time.
was the message we just read?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she would never commit to a time, ever.
Gotcha.
And so it's kind of like, what am I supposed to do with that? That's where she got a hold of me again. Just never answered again.
So this is on the phone. It says, hey, girl, it's Tessa.
Yeah.
And apologies for the voices. I got to get into character.
Yeah, of course.
Been meaning to message you since last time we spoke, and you said,
hi, Tessa. How are you? Did you have good holidays?
Yes, thank you. I got to enjoy some quality time with my family. How about you?
I said it was very busy, but still good. I'm glad the stress of Christmas is over, though. And then, that was kind of pretty much it. Yeah.
Never spoke again.
No. Well, I messaged her. I think I forgot to put it in. I did text her after that and say, so when can we set up a time? Never answered.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I think that was the screenshot I had sent Rachel that she had gotten a hold of me.
Okay.
Because, yeah. And
so she just kind of went off the
rails. You never heard of her. Never heard of her again.
Where's she? Is she? Well, I mean, we don't want to dox her, but is she in West Virginia?
From what I know. So when I was doing a lot of the research, she lived in Boomer. And if you pull up any of the stuff around her house, just zoom in so we don't dox the house.
Oh yeah, I won't.
So because there's a lot of videos, a lot of pictures of stuff like happening at her house from neighbors and stuff. So she was living there, but after my video went up, she, from what I understand, got kicked out of her house because there was a lot of police activity. They were squatting there. There was a lot of people living in the house at that time. So it was kind of like a drug situation.
And when was that?
I posted my video in April, and I think that started happening in May or June. And so I don't know where she is right now. From what I understand, she's not at the house in Boomer anymore, but her family still owns it.
Sure.
I've heard she was in St. Albans. There was a point in time in St. Albans that her and, I don't think that's her current boyfriend anymore, but the boyfriend after, like when all this was going on, they got in a big fight. There was like a house fire and everything. And so cycles continued.
Oh no.
Yeah. Cycles continued, unfortunately, with her with domestic violence.
And and of course I gotta say alleged again. This is all alleged. Obviously, Tessa has not been convicted about it with anything. This is just we're laying out things to just say, here's what it is.
Yeah.
Think think your own thoughts about.
Oh, yeah, definitely allegedly. Happened. She's only been arrested one time for domestic violence, and it was dismissed. So
technically she hasn't committed domestic violence.
She's innocent until proven guilty.
Yeah. Yep. So,
Jack and Tessa, they were very toxic together. He usually described her as mentally unwell. He said that she would take his stuff and then call him crazy and act like she didn't have it, and that really bothered him. But he did say she was misunderstood, that he would have done anything to fix whatever was happening with them, and that he just really wished he didn't bring the worst out of her, because he really did believe they just brought the worst out of each other, especially when they were, in their drug-induced, lifestyle.
Sure.
He did say multiple times after Tessa, he just was never mentally right anymore, and that he didn't think he ever would be. He said that he had no friends anymore. He didn't have the family that he already had. He let everyone pretty much get pushed away because that's what she wanted, and that she just slowly isolated and alienated him till it was just her. And he even said the words like, she started to demand my time like a servant, like that I just was her slave at that point. Yeah. And it caused a lot of financial hardship. We already kind of talked about that. She wouldn't really let him keep a job, so he couldn't afford his own place. He couldn't afford to get a car. He couldn't afford to even like get a meal away from her. Like everything was reliant on her at that point.
Sure.
Yeah. And that the abuse just got out of control. I talked to a lot of the neighbors, and they would claim that they witnessed it, that they could hear him screaming for help inside the house, that Tessa would drag him out of the house, and that she would just like, he would leave the house and he was just black and blue, just like, just really bad. And that neighbors frequently called the cops. There was one neighbor in particular that had called 5 times just themselves. And they would show up. But, I do think we have the attitude towards men that's like, oh, you can't handle a girl doing this to you. Like, why can't you handle her? Like, and so they kind of really just brushed it off for a long time. But he kept telling the neighbors about it, and he kept trying to reach out. And there was even a girl that he had dated for a little bit, but they became friends, that he sent a video to. And you can pull up the video, actually. Go to Jack's. And he's describing the abuse. It's Jack's video. Yeah, that one right
Jack's
there.
video of abuse. Do I need a trigger warning anybody? Or no, is he just talking?
It's just him talking about the situation. Like he's in the bathroom and it like literally just happened.
Gotcha.
It's nothing graphic.
Right now, I'm sitting in the bathroom. Tessa is downstairs acting like she's hurt, and I haven't touched her. And I don't know. She won't stop like hysterically crying. And the worst thing that's happened to her today is I did not give her enough attention. I came home and began to do my laundry and showered. And then she started and wouldn't stop. I've got nowhere to go. I've got no ride anywhere. I don't know how I'm going to get to work in the morning. I got to get up at like 5:30 or 6.
So he did work.
I don't know why she's doing this.
He would keep jobs for like a month at a time.
Gotcha.
And then he would either not be able to show up for reasons like this. She wouldn't take him, or she would just make it impossible. Now that was in October 2022.
Okay.
In January 2023, she was arrested for the exact same situation he's describing right there. I think somewhere in there I can't remember where I put it now, but there were maybe in photos of her being arrested. Maybe screenshots, maybe. I can't remember where I put it now. But I had posted an article of her. Yeah, the articles of, click the first one. And
Gotcha.
If you read it, it's the exact same thing he's describing just happened. But this is in January.
Says, Fayette County, West Virginia. A woman is facing charges after she woke up in a bad mood and started scratching and biting a man, resulting in him barricading himself inside a bathroom. Fayette County deputies say they responded to Boomer after a man called 911 saying he was barricaded inside his room to escape an attacker. When deputies arrived, they were greeted by a woman, Tessa, 31, who was distraught and crying. When they found the male victim, he was bleeding from his face and was red and blotchy areas. The male victim said
It's Tessa.
The last name. Okay.
Yeah,
Tessa,
I marked out the last name. Yeah.
Gotcha. Tessa had been sleeping and woke up in a bad mood. Miss Tessa then began yelling and cursing him out, which turned physical. The victim alleges Tessa started scratching and biting him. He got away by going into the bathroom and barricading himself until deputies arrived.
Yeah, and there's a second one, I think. Yeah, just go to that one.
Tessa claims that she had been choked and struck in the face, but deputies saw no signs she had been choked. Tessa was transported to Southern Regional Jail and charged with domestic battery, and it was later dropped.
Yeah,
correct?
Later dropped. Yeah.
That the article didn't say that, but
no. This was this was the night after that this was written. But yeah, so the same exact things were happening. The video was in October 2022. This was in January 2023. And then he went missing in April 2023. Yeah.
This is a mess.
It is a mess. And domestic violence usually is a mess, unfortunately. You know, there's a lot that come with it.
Sure. And he very well could have been suicidal.
Yeah. He could.
I just say, got to note that. When I think of stuff like this, I think logistically, what could have been possible for, a person to do certain things.
Yeah.
Let's just speculate for a moment. Let's just say someone killed him. Then you got to hide the body. You're getting into all these different situations. I don't know what security cameras are like in this town. I don't know anything like that, but I would imagine, now I don't know Tessa. I have no clue what she looks like.
Yeah.
That it would be very hard for a smaller female to do that.
From what I understand, she's kind of built like me. So average, I guess. But you got to think Jack was 6 foot, compared to someone, I'm 5'5". So I'm assuming she's kind of around my build and height.
Sure.
That would be hard. And that's why some people do think if something happened to Jack, either she was there and had help or she had someone else do it. Because something I wanted to talk to Tessa about is she says that she had a friend who brought her, and I talked to the friend actually, and he said he brought her to South Charleston to a dispensary that day, and that she should have a receipt from that time of right when Jack would have went missing. But I could never get a hold of her to talk to her about that. I could never get the receipt.
Sure.
I don't know why you would keep a receipt for 3 years, but whatever.
Well, which every bank is different, but Tessa, I'm sure you're going to listen to this. If you do, if you want to send any information that can help,
I'm still willing to talk to you.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm still willing.
Yeah. We're just wanting to find Jack mainly.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
He has a daughter. Well, you have a daughter.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
No.
How old is Chloe? I think she's 17. So it's been pretty much her teenage years. She's grown up without her dad because, a few years before that, a year before that, I don't think he was really in contact with her because of how violent and everything this was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very sad.
And I don't want to say much about them, but Tessa has a kid too, and that's kind of one of the things I wanted to be like, could you imagine? And I don't want to say whether it's a boy or girl name or anything.
Sure. Yeah.
But I wanted to be like, what would they do if they just never saw you again? You know what I mean? Like how heartbreaking that would be.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine it. Now, everyone's life experience is different, but it's just an impossibility for my life.
Yeah.
It's an impossibility of if I disappeared, I'm pretty sure my wife would beat down the governor's mansion until someone does. You know what I'm saying? It just wouldn't be. It's something like this wouldn't be a possibility, but we haven't had the same life experience as anyone involved. The same, experience with drug abuse, experience, probably very negative experiences with law enforcement, who knows?
Yeah.
So I try not to judge too much, but at the same time, it's humanity. It's just awful. It's just, it sucks for everyone involved.
Yeah. And there was a lot of people that really did want justice for Jack, but I think they were really worried because they live in such a small town, pushing that. Because, I mean, you're looking at the screenshots. Almost everyone that talked to me said they wanted to be anonymous. You know what I mean? Like, it's just all anonymous. Like, nobody except for Rachel really wanted to come forward and be like, this is what I talked to him about. This is what happened. People would let me share their conversations, but it was never, I want my name out there. And I think that's another thing about a small town. It's like, yeah, they could be fighting to find Jack, but they still have to live next to her. Sure. You know, like they still have to live next to her.
And you don't want to falsely accuse somebody. Like that happens too all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, what if he unfortunately did this to himself? And even if it was because of the situation they were in, that doesn't necessarily make it Tessa's fault.
Sure.
You know, and
well, you heard it here. Like, we're opening the lines of communication. Tessa, if you want to dive in and we can help.
Yeah.
You know, Alex, very smart person, has done a lot of legwork on this, has a lot of connections. Yeah. We can, you know, I tell good jokes. Mm-hmm. That's about all I can do. So, but we can definitely get the word out and try to find Jack, because that's the main goal.
And I mean, even Tessa, I'm talking to you right now. Like, if you feel better contacting JD than me, I totally get it, because I've kind of put her on blast. You know what I mean? Like, not.
I mean, sure. Yeah. It's what.
Reach out to just someone.
And listen,
it doesn't matter who it is. Someone. You know.
Yeah. I try to. I mean, it's definitely odd. There's a lot of odd happenings, and you know, I tend to go toward the where there's smoke, there's fire method every time. I'm very much it's probably the most obvious situation. Probably Occam's razor type stuff, but at the same time, you know, I want to be proved wrong.
Yeah. Well, that's my thing is like, I mean, clearly I was nice to Tessa when I talked to her, because, you know, I feel like everyone at some point, maybe not physically, but have been in a bad relationship. You know what I mean? It's like, I can understand how that can be very messy. And I really wanted to have that hope reaching out to her, or I would have never tried to. You know, if I just wanted to blame somebody, I would have just blamed somebody, you know, but that's also not good for these cases either.
No. It's just all overall sad.
It is.
And so I guess it's kind of went cold, not technically. I mean, you couldn't get the evidence, you know, if they had some to show you.
Yeah.
But what's happening now? Nothing?
Not much, no. I mean, a lot of people still talk about it around the town. I still, here and there, will get messages now. I probably will once this goes up, because it does seem like when there's a resurgence, a lot of people contact me, but then it kind of dies off, which is most cases, you know?
Yeah.
But everyone I've talked to that has tried to reach out to the police have never heard anything back from them.
Sure.
So I don't know where you're supposed to go with that. It's like, I think they've either chalked it up that it was an overdose, or, you know, a situation that they're just not going to find them. And I don't really know where you go from that, you know, if they already have their mind made up.
Sure. Yeah. And so I guess you haven't got to talk to any investigators or anything on the case, or?
No, I tried to reach out to a few. I never heard anything back. So that was interesting. But this case was passed off a little bit because he was living in Hanley, but then he went missing in Montgomery, and then Kanawha County has it, like Beth had posted, but then like it was in Fayette County. So it's like, it's really confusing trying to pinpoint down where you're supposed to contact for this case.
Sure. I got you. Well, and I know a few investigators, and I'm a huge law enforcement fan. So if someone's listening that's working on this case, I'd love to talk to you. Maybe please. Someone I know. I don't know who the investigator is, but But yeah, I mean, any way we can help, please reach out. Creepalachia@gmail.com. That's my email, Tessa, too, if you want to email me.
Yes.
You know, I'll read a statement. We'll figure things out. You know, whatever we can do to help find Jack.
And it doesn't have to be public.
No, don't have to be public.
She just wants to reach out to us to let us know.
Yeah, be like, you some bitch.
Yeah.
You better
I'm
not.
open to being cussed out. I feel
Sure.
like some of the things I've said deserve it,
Listen, Alex, if we're going to do this stuff,
Yeah.
we're going to get cussed out.
Yeah,
It's just going to
100%.
happen.
100%.
I've had very few threats.
No, I
But-
haven't had any threats. I've
Yeah.
had some people a little aggravated with me though, but it comes with the territory.
Oh yeah. Well, when you call out criminals,
Mhm.
they get upset.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
learned.
Yeah,
But not
especially-
that Tessa is. I'm saying like the people that I believe are criminals that I've called out in the past.
And especially
Yeah.
people that they look innocent, they're not being arrested, they're not being investigated. And then you bring them up and they're thinking, oh, I got away with it.
Yeah, they're
they
like-
don't like it.
They're like,
very
oh
much.
hell no.
Yeah. They're like, really? This again?
Yeah. Who's this dorky YouTuber? What do we
Yes.
do? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I would like to think if I was to disappear off the face of the earth, that there would be somebody to step up and say, you know what? There's some weird stuff here.
Yeah.
Here's what's weird.
Yeah.
Let's find the answer to these weird things.
Mm-hmm.
But also awareness, because people don't realize how many people are missing in West Virginia.
Yeah. And where there's not a lot that we talk about missing in West Virginia, I mean, the state police usually have a lot of those cases, but they don't do a lot of awareness. They're not posting them on Facebook like during the time they are. But the thing that people forget is like when missing people aren't in your face, you forget about them.
Sure.
It's very easy to just move on with your life, especially if they aren't related to you. They have no part in your life. You've never met them before. It's really easy to just kind of forget, not in a mean way, but just that's how our brain works. We're focused on what's around us.
Sure. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, is there any other relative points we need to bring up with Jack, or is that a really good overview of?
I'll bring up one more thing and then
Sure.
we can move on.
Let's do it.
So if you go back to just the Jack page, I think the TikTok's on there. There is one guy, this went viral on TikTok a little bit. I did not, I don't necessarily know how much merit this has, but this is an alternative theory that I want to bring up because it's only fair. And I did talk to this guy. I won't mention his name in case he doesn't want me to, but I did talk to him and he's not sure if Jack's related to what he's talking about in this, but he does think this is where Jack's body might have been placed. So
Okay, and
I'll
this
give
is a
that preface.
TikTok he made.
yes, he made a TikTok.
All
about
right.
this.
Do we shout out the channel?
I don't
mean,
know.
he made it public.
He did make it public. I guess
we
it's-
won't worry about shouting it out.
Yeah.
But if you see it, you see it. But
Yeah,
it is what it is.
I just don't know if he wants me to. so.
Sure. Yeah. No. And TikTok's a public forum, so this is fair use. But
It is. You can find it.
sure.
You can find it, but I'm not going to be the
On
one.
the 20th of 2023, a young man from Handley, West Virginia, went missing. His name was Jack Denny. He has not been found. What's fascinating about this is this man, I don't know him, never met him, never heard of him. This is just a circulating news article and a concerned neighbor. I lived in Montgomery, West Virginia at the time, which is literally the next town. I don't expect many people not from West Virginia to know what this is like, but these are tiny, tiny little company towns. Montgomery was a university town until the university moved to another city and kind of just left that town behind. Handley, literally just like, the border of one town enters another. It's just like a conglomeration of tiny towns. Handley is also another one of these tiny little towns. It's right there. It's the next thing you enter as you leave Montgomery. You have the Kanawha River, and it's not far from where the New River happens, but or where the New and the Gully come together to form the Kanawha. But anyways, there's Montgomery, Smithers, Handley, Cannleton Hollow. There's a few tiny little towns right there in that area. And it's just a thing where, like, let's say you've been, you've had the local law enforcement of Montgomery called on you because you violated bond and you've continued to harass someone you're not supposed to be near, and they just kind of are understaffed. So they don't do anything more than just follow you across the city line until you don't come back. It's like that, right? Bum yeah. So it's kind of how it happens.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway, so
I can beat that.
This, if anybody's been watching, there's a video taken from my security cameras on my front porch in Montgomery around that time. Very, very close to that time. Anyways, I know someone who really enjoyed party and play, right? Allegedly, this young man had been dealing with addiction. And it's a thing where, you know, a man may be interested in women, otherwise may have children, may have been married at some point. I don't know this man's story, but he was straight, right? You know, whatever. But a user. So the thing that happens with a lot of people who use is they end up, you know, the gender lines become less important when it comes to their need for pleasure, because there's an idea that there may be some Appalachian booger sugar to get out of the deal.
I like this
young
guy.
man
I do
did
too. I like
hitchhike.
him
He
a
was
lot.
known to be a hitchhiker, and I know somebody who was a big fan of picking up hitchhikers and offering them rides, and then, you know, getting some enjoyment with them. Anyways, this young man has been missing for a long time. There's a strange little pond in the middle of, not really the woods, it's kind of a cleared out area where the city of Charleston dumps a lot of, like, you know, fallen trees, cleared trees, you know, whenever they're like street crews or groundkeeping crews, get a lot of, you know, fallen trees, tree limbs, dirt piles, gravel, things like that. This is just a random place behind the hospice house where they dump these things, but there's this strange pond there. It's not, and the word pond is something that I'm using very liberally because it's kind of almost like a bulldozer has dug a giant hole and next to it is a giant mound of the dirt that came from that hole. It's often been said by somebody that I used to be very close with, but now no longer can stand, that that's a very dangerous hole. Who knows what's in there? You could put a body in there and no one would ever know. Don't fall in. It's quicksand. It's very deep. Lots of strange things, right? I don't know, y'all. I've just been my mind has been racing today. A lot of people have been reaching out to me over the last few days, all of a sudden wanting to talk about these things. Now, all of a sudden, I guess things must be circling in quite closely back home because people are just like...
Oh, that might have been it. Yeah. So... that pond he's talking about is, right, from what I understand, what people call Swaller Holler. And
Swaller Holler.
Yeah, I know. It's,
if that ain't the most West Virginia
I know.
thing.
What a name. And I heard from a few different people that he could be there. So I wanted to add that because
where's that place at? I mean, people don't go out here checking, but law enforcement, if we can check his place, let's go.
Gosh, I don't know if we can just search it. I don't know if it's
I'm
like
gonna
a
go
nickname.
Swaller Holler.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just like what we name it as West Virginians or what. But from what I understand, it's behind I think it's the hospice house,
right,
on the outskirts of Charleston. And like he was saying, it's just somewhere where they dump all the trees and stuff, you know. And yeah, it's the hospice Hubbard house. That there's supposed to be a pond somewhat behind it. I don't know if you'll be able to see it very well because where it's so wooded. They talk about it being, you know, around there.
Interesting. Let's see if we can find a pond.
Yeah, I don't know where it's so wooded because I've tried to look this up.
Yeah.
Because he tried to describe to me where he was talking about.
Oh, you talked to him?
Yes. Yeah, I did talk to him because I was like, what's this security camera footage?
You're like, can we be friends?
Yeah, I know. And but he posted that. You saw, well, it was, I think, in July last year. It said July 1st on there when he posted it. And it was right around when I made my post about Jack. So I don't know if that's what he's talking about, that people started talking about the case again, and that's why they were reaching out to him. But I do think it's interesting because we know that Jack was walking from his grandma's to that apartment. If a hitchhiker did pick him up, like he's suggesting, that would make sense on why we don't know where he is. Nobody knows who picked him up. Nobody knows who he was with, and why he wouldn't make it to the apartment, allegedly.
Sure. Yeah.
So I do think it's interesting, even though after talking to him, I don't think it's as likely as the TikTok made it seem. But yeah.
No, yeah.
It is an interesting theory.
That's the thing, is it's all speculation and wide open right now. Like, who knows? Because there are, I mean, I don't know. Was he known to hitchhike or anything? Yeah. Oh, so he was known to hitchhike.
Yeah, because he couldn't afford a car.
Right.
Yeah.
So serial killers have been in West Virginia.
Yeah.
I just did a story.
Talk of one right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's talk of one right now.
Well, I've where?
So there's about 4 or 5 missing people. You know Mark from Mountain State Mysteries.
Yes.
Me and him have talked about it a little bit. But yeah, there's they just found a body in Randolph County they're talking about, and it's kind of like all around that area. There was 4 people that they found while I was in Salem, so I haven't looked too far into it. But yeah, they're thinking, somewhat up that way.
Oh, you know who Heather Sauls is?
I know that name.
So in 2015, and I just know this so well because I just did a story on it.
Yeah.
She was a sex worker.
The Chillicothe guy. Yes.
Yeah. So she killed. So Neil Falls was a serial killer.
Yes.
Or I think they proved, like, you know,
he was
they
linked
attached
to a lot
him
of them.
to several murders of random sex workers across the country. But
sorry. Yeah.
Oh, you're fine. But yeah, so he answers to a Backpage ad that she has, which is this website that
Backpage.
Yeah, that people could. Yeah, well, that they could put their services on here, and you could respond like Craigslist. So he shows up at her house, sticks a gun in her stomach, says "live or die," and they get in this big struggle. And she ends up getting the gun and killing this dude.
Yeah.
Which is freaking
good for her,
awesome.
by the way. Yeah. Good for her.
Freaking awesome. So serial killers have been in West Virginia. You know, it's very possible that and you know, these are the type of people that serial killers look for. Yeah. People that, you know, will be written off. You know, I don't mean to be disrespectful by saying that, but it's the truth.
You're right.
I'll fix that camera. But yeah, go ahead.
I didn't mean to hit
No, you're fine.
But I think that especially serial killers that target men, they don't, you know.
Sure.
It's just most people think of serial killers that hurt women.
Yeah.
They don't think about how, you know, men are handled, I guess, except for like Jeffrey Dahmer and stuff. I have a serial killer bracelet on right now.
Well, look at you.
Yeah. But,
well, Eileen Wuornos was the lady that Charlize Theron played in Monster.
Yes.
Not the Monster series on Netflix, which I'm conflicted with. Yeah. But have you been watching it?
I won't watch the Ed Gein one because I've heard it is just not good.
It's not. We gotta stop.
Yeah. The glorification, like, well, here I am, a true crime YouTuber, I guess, but
you're not glorifying him.
Yeah.
I mean, they had Charles Manson dancing to "Owner of a Lonely Heart" with the other serial killer. Daggone it. I can't remember who, but anyway, it's ridiculous.
And like the way they did the Menendez brothers, and I love Ryan Murphy. Like, I loved American Horror Story. And so I'm really sad that I feel that way. But even like, even though they kind of look like the people, but getting these, like, you know, what people would think as attractive actors, like people that were fawning over Evan Peters playing Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm like, he ate people.
Sure.
Like, he literally ate people. Like, what are we talking about?
Listen, I'm 1,000% straight, but even I would almost marry Charlie Hunnam. And he's playing Ed Gein.
Yes,
who's this freaking hillbilly?
I know.
It's like, what are we doing?
Oh, it makes me really.
And I love Ryan Murphy too. I don't like to drink haterade, but it's weird.
It's weird.
It's getting weird.
And I would like to know if he would have done this if there wasn't hype around it. Like if this was just a passion, I think I could get behind it for him better. But I think there's been such a resurgence because people want to understand serial killers. They want to know why their brains work like that you can now glorify it.
Sure.
And I think there's a way of trying to understand people and then a way of like making it cool or hot or like whatever. That's not good for our society, because then we get people like that are worshiping like Luigi Mangione that just killed the CEO, that I'm like, that's a real life person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, it's very weird. Like Ed Gein was like, when you say monster, I mean, dude was cutting people's faces off. They made Texas Chainsaw Massacre after him. Like he was just
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah, making furniture and stuff.
Yes.
Like you don't want to empathize with that.
No.
That's like, you're off the chart, bud.
Yeah.
Like you signed your check of checking out of the human race. Like you're something else.
Yeah. And I do think it's making people now look at real life murderers as like, oh, well, it's not that bad.
Yeah.
Like we have a lot of people that justify people being killed now. And I just don't feel like you should ever justify someone being killed unless it's like self-defense. I'll say that.
Sure. They would have to change. It's essentially a first person way that they're doing these things.
Mm-hmm.
They would have to change that. Like it's not, showing it. I don't want to empathize with these people at all.
No.
Jeffrey Dahmer, especially too. I watched that and I just got depressed. I was like, there's something about the lighting. Like, I don't want to watch this.
Yeah.
It's just depressing.
That one was a hard one. And I love Evan Peters. So I did.
Oh, he's the best.
I love Evan Peters. And the Menendez brothers really got me too, because yes, they did suffer abuse. They did. But it wasn't a self-defense killing. Like they walked right into their parents watching TV and killed them. Like that's not self-defense, no matter how anybody puts it.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
They 100% planned it. If you was to pick any of them that you could tread the line there, that would be the one, because they did suffer a lot of things.
They did.
But at the same time, like, I mean, not with Ed Gein. He made a freaking couch out of a human. Like you can't empathize with that.
But look what we did to Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She got out and we made her a celebrity. A celebrity. She's all over TikTok now. And it's like, but at the end of the day, she still planned to kill her mom and did it. Well,
her boyfriend.
Yeah.
But which is
that's
insane.
What I meant, But
sure.
And it's like, she dealt with a lot, and I never want to take that from her. But at the end of the day, she was an adult when this happened. She didn't have to be under the care of her mom anymore. She really didn't want to.
Right. Oh, well, so we can talk about her for a minute. So yeah, that's another one too, where like, they could tread the line with that one because her mom made her fake cancer in a wheelchair.
I know, that's horrific. Like I can't even imagine.
Insane.
Yeah. And the psychological warfare she had to go through as a child is horrible. And I don't think she should have been in prison the rest of her life, but I don't think she should have been made a celebrity once she was out.
Sure.
That's my thing.
Well, you gotta, like the mental health effects, who knows what that has done to a person.
Yeah.
And we're just throwing her out there to the wolves and saying, good luck.
Sorry, Gypsy. It's like, it does make me sad because she went this whole time. She never knew what TikTok was before she went into prison. And then she's coming out and she's getting all these interviews. Kim Kardashian's putting her on her show. Like, I feel like we did an injustice to her because what else was she supposed to do when she got out if she was having all this opportunity?
Yep.
And it's like, I don't know.
Humans are weird.
We are weird.
We're just very weird.
Weird.
Yeah. All right. So what's next depressing case we're going to walk through next?
We'll just go straight to Luke Stout. Luke Stout is interesting. So I did my college project on Luke, and yeah, there he is. And he unfortunately got into a relationship with a married woman, and that's why we think he disappeared. So that's unfortunate, but he still, I don't feel like, deserved anything he got from that. But so he like I said, he was with a guy's wife named Kelly. She and him had broken it off for a little bit once her husband Chino found out. And then she started seeing another guy named Josh Oberg at that time. Josh Oberg was then killed by Chino and two of his employees.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then Kelly started talking to Luke again, and shortly after, Luke went missing. So a lot of
Chino, was he in jail?
Not at the time Luke went missing. They were arrested 3 days after Luke went missing. Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. And so, that's the very, very short version. But Luke was living with his mom. His mom was very sick. So, he was pretty much a caretaker with his brother, Kenny. They had two other brothers, but I talked mostly to Kenny through all of this, and his wife, Selena. And me and Selena actually are in Voices for the Silence together. Luke's family does a lot with missing person cases now since Luke went missing. So
what year was this?
2000. Oh gosh, I'm going to say this wrong. I think it was 2012. Yeah. Yep.
So it's been a while.
July 18th, 2012. Yeah. He left his mom's house. He told her that someone named Dylan was coming to pick him up because he only had a bike at the time. He hadn't paid his car insurance, so he couldn't drive his car. And he needed help fixing his bike. So he had told his family he was taking this bike, and a guy named Dylan was picking him up, and to wait at the end of the driveway. But they had a long driveway, so you couldn't see it from the house. So they never actually saw who picked him up. And they didn't know which Dylan he was talking about. There was about two. That's the car that he did have. And so, yeah, they never saw him again after that.
What's that, like a Firebird?
I think so.
90s?
Yeah, I mean, it's an older car. Yeah. And there are some pictures of him. He had longer hair too. I mean, he was kind of, he played around with his looks a little bit. Yeah. But those are all, I grabbed all those from his Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he had a Facebook back then.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird to think about. It was here in 2012, but it came a little bit before that.
Yeah.
So is this where he worked?
He was a carpenter for a while, and he did work a few different jobs like Wendy's, Goodwill, and they always said he was a really good worker. I'm not sure if he had a job at the time. They didn't really specify if he had a job at the time. Yeah, that's him with long hair. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, what happened with his investigation? Where did they come up with any evidence or leads, or was it kind of one of those?
The police were mentioned. There was a few times the police mentioned that they just assumed he got what he got for sleeping with a married man's wife.
Where'd you hear this? Was this said to you?
This was said to his family and said around town. His family did end up going to a city council meeting and confronting the city about not doing anything with Luke. And they pretty much blew it off and kind of said the same thing.
Which town again?
This is Buchanan.
Buchanan,
West Virginia.
Beautiful place.
It is a really pretty place. But yeah, so... and it's just interesting because they arrested Chino. I don't know if he got life, but the two other guys that killed Josh Oberg got life in prison. And then, so it's the police knew that Josh Oberg died because he was sleeping with Chino's wife, and they charged them, but they wouldn't do anything with Luke, even though it was the same exact situation.
What's alleged that they knew?
They were told.
His family was told they told you that the cops told them that? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
And,
but it's not on recording or anything that we know. I mean, not that I'm not calling them liars. I'm just saying
but it was very well known. If there's a recording where Kenny confronts Kelly in here. Hold on. Scroll up. Maybe it's just in Luke's. Kenny and Kelly recording.
Gotcha.
This is him confronting her once Luke goes missing, but like right before they find Josh.
Okay. Kenny
is Luke's brother.
Okay.
Kelly is who Luke was sleeping with.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So this is about 2 minutes long?
Yeah.
All right.
I cut out all the dead time in it. Yeah.
Oh, no. This is good. Thanks for doing all the legwork.
Oh, you're welcome.
I don't think it's someone holler.
Oh, yeah. The troopers listened to this and said
he had to show the investigator.
I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know, man. I just saw it on Facebook.
Where's your old man?
He went to the game farm. Don't beat him up with my son around him. I don't know.
Why'd that guy tell us he went back to Wednesday?
Yeah.
He's off Monday and Tuesday.
Oh, okay. I told you to stay off.
No, I didn't know until Facebook. Actually, Tater, you know who Tater is?
Is he about my age?
Now, she didn't know about Luke? Is that what
she
she's
didn't
saying?
know about Luke being missing until she saw it on Facebook.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's a girl.
Oh, so no.
She's a lesbian. But anyway, she
Oh, yeah, I know her.
because we went to Virginia yesterday, me and Ring, to pick up her girlfriend, and she texted us. I'm like, what? And then we got on Facebook and we saw, and I was like, what the f-? So when was the last day he went missing?
Wednesday's last time I seen him. No one else's.
People cuss, Alex.
Yeah, I know.
But I do beep it. So.
Yeah.
All right.
Say anything else?
What time?
I seen him sometime in the evening. I'm not sure exactly. I wasn't expecting anything to be
Because
wrong.
I know Chino was working Wednesday until 9:30, 10:30.
Okay.
It takes them an hour to close down.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
I mean, do you think it's possible?
Well, Josh is missing now. Luke. I mean, I think so. I mean, it's possible, but like I said, Chino was working, but I don't know.
Well, we don't know.
Who was he hanging around with?
That's the thing. He was giving someone a bicycle frame when he left mom.
Bicycle frame?
Yeah. Some Dylan. I don't know.
Dylan House or Dylan Wolf?
Couldn't tell you. I have no idea.
Okay. I'll get a hold of my cousin Dylan, see if he's...
That's what he was doing. He was carrying a bicycle frame down off the hill, and I guess Jason Barkus walked down off the hill with him, and that's where it ends. I don't know if he left with Jason Barkus or Jason Barkus just walked down the hill and then left with someone else or what.
Did you get a hold of Jason?
We tried, but he ain't responding.
He's not responding.
Yeah.
So when was that taken?
That was the day after Luke went missing. It was shortly after.
So this was before Chino got arrested?
Mm-hmm. Like days before.
For the other one?
Yeah. And right before Luke went missing, he had went to the police because Chino had found him and he knew he was sleeping with Kelly and put a gun to his head. And he had a gun barrel mark on his forehead. And his mom Luke's mom made him go to the police and tell them, and they didn't do anything about it. And then, Luke goes missing. Yeah. Yep.
What a mess.
It is. It's really, really sad. It's really sad. And, and there was even a point that I'm pretty sure Chino, Kenny, Luke's brother, went to confront Chino at his restaurant saying, you can't hurt my brother. And he was freaking out because, he was sleeping with his wife. And Kenny, I think, had made some type of comment. Well, I'm assuming they're together right now. You're at work. And they went to the house and Luke was there with Kelly. So, I mean, they knew he was sleeping with Kelly.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he has a 40-year sentence on second-degree murder.
Mm-hmm. Chino.
Rod Rodolfo Villagomez.
Oh yeah, I'm not even trying to pronounce his real name.
Gotcha.
Not even trying.
Chino.
Yeah. And he was like, one of the charges was because he was here illegally, and that he, I think, had 16 guns at his house that weren't his. So that was also on there too. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And I think the police.
You almost have to prove he didn't do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like, he didn't do it according to the law, but I'm just saying, like, that's a lot.
And I think police get into this too. That's like, well, we've arrested them for this case.
Yes.
Why do we need to serve justice for this other one?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, but because that family still deserves justice. What do you mean?
Well, so they start to look at a cost numbers of like, well, he already has life.
Yeah.
Like, no, like you said, that's not closure for the family. They don't know for sure.
Yeah.
Where he's at.
Yeah. And I think like when they could, because they found Josh Oberg's body.
Right.
So it's like, I think it was like, well, we can't find Luke. We have no idea where he is.
Now, where was Josh?
I'm not really sure, to be quite honest. I can't remember.
So I got a picture of him.
Yeah, that's Josh Oberg. And I'm trying to look down here real quick.
And he was murdered for essentially the same reason?
Yes. Yes. So Kelly was with Luke for a while. Kenny kind of blew that up and made Kelly and him quit seeing each other for a minute. When they quit seeing each other, she started seeing Josh Oberg. When Josh Oberg went missing, she went back to Luke.
Gotcha.
And
how long before Luke going missing did Josh go missing?
I'm pretty sure like 6 months. It was within the year. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Chino was an undocumented citizen? Or undocumented, was he an illegal immigrant?
Well, from his charges, I'm
Right.
assuming, because they said he was here illegally. So yeah. But he did own a Mexican restaurant in town, but everyone is pretty sure it was under Kelly's name. Yeah. Because the two people that killed Josh Oberg with him were his workers or his employees.
So they went to prison or jail too?
Mm-hmm. So Chino got 40 years, like you were saying. And then Robert Siren and Jesse Heater got life. So that's them. That's Jesse Heater. And then that's Robert Siren.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it's Siren and that's Chino. Yeah. They didn't do him very good justice in the pictures they took of him, but
yeah, goodness.
But,
this is crazy. I'm just trying to think of what has it got to get into you to go help your buddy kill someone who was sleeping with your wife? Like, what?
I know.
What planet is this?
I don't know. And then the thing is I'm wondering if it was a power dynamic because Chino was their boss. What if they would have said no?
Oh, I better keep this minimum wage job.
Yeah,
I mean, no
know,
offense
right?
to anyone.
Right?
Work is work, but
Yeah. But seriously, you kind of have to think about that power dynamic too, though. It's like, that's your boss. And it's like, we don't know these people. Did they feel comfortable saying no? Did he pick people that he thought he could push around? Because I don't know if they were friends or anything before that. I don't know much about their relationship. So it's like, I don't know.
There's a few cases that come through and I'm like, we can find this person. I mean, this is like...
Oh, this one could easily be solved. Easily. Yeah.
Man. And how
Kenny,
sad for the family. Just sitting there like, dude, my brother's gone. Can someone just care?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. If we had all day, I'd show you the city council meeting because it is so sad listening to that mom, like Elizabeth is her name, just begging them, being like, why are you not helping me? What
did they say there?
Pretty much they weren't going to discuss it. They weren't holding a trial. in that city council meeting and just like blowing him off. And then they escorted Elizabeth and Kenny out of the city council meeting afterwards. And I think it's even sadder because Elizabeth at this point was in a wheelchair. She had oxygen on, and they were talking about like carrying her out.
Is she still alive?
No, she ended up passing away. I think in 21 or 22. It was around the time I did my project on Luke for school. Yeah. And it's just so sad because I mean, Kenny, I feel like did everything he could to end that relationship before something really bad happened. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But I don't know.
So Josh Oberg was found in a shallow grave in Upshur County, West Virginia.
July 2022.
He was shot and killed in 2012, and his body was his body was discovered after he had been missing for about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
So odds are the odds are Luke's in a shallow grave somewhere.
Probably, yeah.
Odds are. I mean, yeah, you know, of course he wasn't convicted of killing him, but odds are pretty high.
Allegedly, Chino redid his whole bathroom right after Luke went missing, and his landlord was a police officer. So a lot of people have thought that's interesting. Why would you redo your whole bathroom that fast? You know? And it being a police officer.
Wow.
I don't know. You know, it's interesting. But there's a lot of.
And it says Heater did not take a plea offer, and it looks like he didn't plead guilty. So I guess they went through a trial. I don't know.
Robert Siren, I think, is the one that ended up testifying against them.
That's probably how they found the body.
Yeah, I would assume.
I don't know though.
I didn't look.
It's usually that or hunters.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of hunters find bodies, and I'm always like, damn, they just wanted to go out and hunt, and now they're like, you know.
Yeah, like, can you imagine going out, like, I'm going to kill some squirrels today. There's a human skull.
Yeah.
I just found.
I mean, how are you not changed for life, even, you know?
I'm sure they are.
I mean, it's horrible.
I've had, who was it? The person that found Margie Dodd's remains. His wife. The outreach it's a blessing, but it's also, it's not weird, but it's like, you'll do a story and then you'll hear from people directly affiliated with the story you do, and you're like, then you start thinking like, I gotta really try hard to not screw this up. You know what I mean? But the hunter's wife reached out and told me about that. Yeah. So it's just, I couldn't imagine. So many things we don't necessarily think about. Yeah. So
it says right here, I found in my outline, Siren said he did not know Oberg before the night he was killed. He told the court Heater said that they should go to Oberg's apartment to day drink, and said that the three of them later drove in his truck to a remote area in Upshur County called Hog Hollow. Heater suggested that spot. They smoked weed and drank beer until after the sun went down, and then Siren was very intoxicated by this time, but thought he heard a firecracker and also saw a flash. Told the police as part of a plea deal that Heater began to stab Oberg after shooting him. Oberg asked why, and Heater said that's what you get for effing someone's wife. Yeah.
So was Chino there?
I go back and forth. I don't think so. I think it's because he conspired. Because I think he's smart enough that he knew if he was there, it would 100% be tied back to the affair. Mm-hmm. If he just hired people to go do it, because he paid them. Let me see if I can find how much. Yeah, he gave Siren $500 to keep his mouth shut, and he had also paid Heater, but I'm pretty sure he paid Heater around $1,000 for the actual killing. Yeah. or at least in the thousands. I can't find it right now.
Well, so that kind of throws a wrench in my other thing. Odds are, I don't know. I mean, what a coincidence.
Right. Seriously, what a coincidence. And for the police to just blow it off, it's almost like, oh, they found Oberg, so who cares? You know?
Well, and they do, different people, they do sometimes look at it as a game of cost.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
And it's like, well, we got him for this. That doesn't sit well. It's like, no,
it doesn't.
We can try to leverage some things to figure out where this body is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just finding the body and giving the family closure that way. I mean, obviously he's still gone, but I mean, you wake up one day and you never talk to your brother again. And we're just like, hey, good luck.
Yeah, I know.
You know, how's bingo going this weekend?
I know, right?
It's like,
I know. And
I'm sure it's a hard job, but
it
at the
is.
same time.
But my thing too is like, this family fought and fought and fought. Like, how do you just continue to ignore them? Like, they are coming to you nonstop, being like, please help us. And you're just like, no. Like, you're just pretty much telling them no.
I want to see if there's been a statement made. I want to read something. Surely they typed out something or something.
Maybe.
I just can't believe that they were like, go away, grieving parents.
Right.
You're being too loud.
Yeah.
You know, which we do sometimes and is awful.
do.
Let's see. Statement.
Luke Stout.
On Luke Stout. What's this? 3-day dig connected to Luke Stout's disappearance. Turns up no. So they digged.
But look
dug.
at the date. It was over 10 years.
Oh wow, December
After.
19th, 2022.
Yeah.
So probably, I mean,
think they got a new person in
administration
charge.
change. Yeah. That's when this happens. Because there's been cases, Margie Dodd, for instance, where there were remains found, and
didn't they
for
think
whatever
it was Brenda?
reason, yeah,
they thought it was.
They
Brenda,
thought it
right?
was. I brought this up on the show before. I should have looked it up and figured out. It was either Charisse or Brenda. I think it may have. I can't remember.
Maybe it was Charisse.
I think they were thinking it was Charisse because Charisse and Margie, I think that happened around not the same time, but no, Margie was in the 70s and then Charisse wasn't until the 90s.
90s, yeah.
So,
I don't know.
but they did find remains, the hunter did, and then the sheriff just, for some reason, they thought it was this one person, and no one could look, like not even Margie Dodd's investigator, Frank Pack, couldn't look at the evidence, and then the regime changed. New sheriff was like, yeah, let's do this.
Look
and
then
instantly they had the husband look at the picture. He starts crying. It's her. They get DNA back, and sure enough, it's Margie Dodd. And I'm like,
that stuff.
Why do we got to be hard-headed?
It almost makes me mad, though, when that happens. Like, I'm so happy for the families, but I'm like, it was that easy.
Yeah.
It was like the other administration couldn't do that.
Yeah. And giving them the benefit of the doubt, like, a bad day for work at me is like, I had an SD card corrupt.
Yeah.
They got to look at dead bodies all the time.
By the way.
Oh, yeah.
Devastating. I feel like my whole world's ending at that point.
Yeah. But like, and then I put myself in the shoes of an investigator. A bad day for them is they see murdered children.
Yes.
I couldn't imagine going through that. And then the complacency, a lot of times alcoholism, the stuff that comes from that.
Yeah.
So I give them the benefit of the doubt of like, I'm sure you get beat down and things happen, but at the same time, like, you got to put yourself in the mind of the victims too, and the victims' families. Like, I think we could have solved this.
Yeah. And I don't think this case or this search actually, it didn't end with anything. But I have a little bit of information on this because the family sent it to me. It said a man named Richie told his boss, they didn't specify where, that he had heard about Luke's death, said he brings Luke up when he drinks a lot, the Richie guy. He said that heater, siren, and a couple, a boy and a girl, had pretty much admitted multiple times that they were around Luke's body when it was disposed. They dropped it down a well near Hillbilly Grill. And that the boss had said that he was scared of retaliation, so he wouldn't come forward with his coworker, his employee Richie telling him that. So he would never talk to the police. But at the time, he had only been the guy was in prison, I guess, with siren and heater, and had heard him say that. And he had only been out for 2 years at that point and was too scared to go back, so he wouldn't go to the police. And then Officer Sean, I think is how you say it, Shahan, yeah, said that this was pretty much hearsay and couldn't investigate it much further. But he did do a search that obviously nothing.
Who knows motives of different people saying different things. Yeah. I don't know this person, but so this is, helpful for me to see that Buchanan did actively do stuff.
Something, yeah. 10 years later, yeah.
So they did. Now, this is probably after Elizabeth passed away.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
So she died, or I think you said 2021, so this was 2022.
Yeah.
Search warrant of the property in connection with Stout's 2012 disappearance.
Mm-hmm. And they did find his bicycle frame, but they could never link it. It was in a near a trailer, in Buchanan. But I don't think they could ever link the person that lived there. It almost looked like it was just dropped off. The person that lived in the trailer didn't have anything to do with it. But I mean, there were multiple people trying to come in, EquiSearch tried to come in looking for Luke, tons of search, rescue groups. But, I don't know if you know this, but, you have to get the police's permission, and that didn't happen.
Right.
That did not happen.
So it says, so this is another update, a news article, May 18th, 2023. It says, authorities are continuing to search for missing Buchanan man. The state troopers executed a search warrant along Bull Run Road in Buchanan on May 12th in an ongoing search for Luke Stout. Born in 1988, reported missing July 2012. I don't guess anything came of this.
No.
Obviously, but this is a bummer, Alex.
I know. This one's really sad. I hate this one. And I'm close to the family because I looked into this. So it's a little harder for me too.
Well,
it breaks my heart.
What missing person case is happy other than they found them alive? But at the same time, this seems like one that slipped through the fingertips, and we're trying a little too late. It's great that they're doing stuff now. I mean, obviously, cases have went 30 years and they find bodies. So they still do this.
They just found a Cindy Balls, or they just arrested someone in Cindy Ball from Parkersburg.
Saw that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was, I think, 14 years or 11 years, something like that.
2014.
Yeah. So it's there is hope. There's always hope.
Heck yeah.
If we haven't found him, there's always hope.
Yeah. We're going to freaking solve this. I mean, I don't know. I can't. I'm very useless. But
someone out there can help us.
I guarantee someone listening knows, well, you know what? It's time. I got to let people know kind of where I know this dead body is. If you're listening and you call 911 right now. Say,
you want to be anonymous, just get a hold of one of us. We can pass it along.
Yeah. Coordinates. Send it.
Yeah. Seriously.
All right. Well, rest in peace, most likely, to Luke Stout.
Yeah.
All right. What's the next depressing case you have for us, Alex?
This is Jeffrey Crawford. I will tell you, you will not be able to search a lot for this case because they archived everything on this case. So Jeff Crawford is from Mason County, West Virginia. I also put Ashley Baird and Tonda Nelson because they are a part of this too. Jeff he's married to Ashley, and then Ashley and Tonda are cousins. So I know that's a little confusing, but it is what it is.
I mean, not in West Virginia.
No.
That was a joke.
And in Mason County, everyone's related.
Sure. Lord, yes. And
yeah.
third cousin, let's try it out.
Yeah.
Well, you know?
Yes.
No, God, that's such a mean joke. Shut up, JD. All right, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. And I actually know Jeff's family. When I started my YouTube channel, this is the first case I looked into, actually, because I had known the family, and I had unfortunately dated his cousin for a minute when this happened. So I kind of remembered it from there, but I still love his mom. So me and her talk still all the time. But yeah, so Jeff, he was a tattoo artist by trade, and he didn't really do it at a shop. I don't think. He kind of just did it, at his house and stuff like that. He also worked on boats. So he was gone for a little bit and then he would come back. His mom handled a lot of his finances, which is it's important later because she has to know his signature.
Sure.
So he was, strong-headed, thought to be invincible, but he really, really tried to help people. Like he was just, a good person. He did struggle with drugs. All three of them did, but they were still good people.
Sure.
And
oh, heck yeah.
Yeah. So he loved Harry Potter. I love Harry Potter. He loved Harry Potter. He was a shoe fanatic. He loved shoes. And he did care about his appearance a little bit. He liked nice, name brand jeans. He liked the nice shirts, that kind of stuff. His drug of choice was usually pills. So that's what he struggled with. But, and then, he was with Ashley. I'm going to go over Ashley and Tonda a little bit too, since they're part of this case. She was happy, full of life. She was, good-hearted, outgoing. She never had kids of her own. That was I think her nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff had a son. And, but she was feisty too. She was sarcastic. She could, hang out with the boys. She liked four-wheeler riding. She liked all that. I talked to her mom, Ruth, a lot when looking into this case. I talked to Jeff's mom a lot and Tonda's mom a lot. She wanted to be a lawyer, but she did have a little bit of trouble with the law. So that was kind of hit or miss. She felt like she got busted for every single thing she did when she's watching people in Mason County get by with I guess in this case, they do get by with murder, So
Sure.
It's it is what it is. But she ended up, her mom told me she had a miscarriage, and she thinks that's really what caused her to go towards drugs because she always wanted children.
Oh.
And, it wasn't with Jeff, it was with someone before that, but she struggled with that. She did not, do well. It was a tubal pregnancy. And it was just really hard for her. And so she did start looking more into drugs that way. She did, like I said, she had an arrest for driving without a license or insurance. And, she got pulled over. So she went to jail for a little bit. She was on house arrest for a little bit. She got to go stay with her brother, and Jeff stayed at the house. And they had a little bit issues during that time because she felt like he was out running around, not answering her calls while she was, I don't think it was prison. I think it was jail and, that type of thing. But from what I understand, he was actually out working, trying to pay the bills, because it went from two of them paying to one. And so I think there was just, misunderstandings because they couldn't be together at that point.
Sure.
She did hang out with hang out a lot with her cousin Tonda. From what I understand, Tonda and Jeff didn't get along very well because every time Ashley got in trouble, she was usually with Tonda. So I think Jeff was kind of you always get in trouble with her. Why are you always with her? But that was her cousin. She grew up with her,
Sure.
Tonda was really smart, funny. She was a phlebotomist. She was very strong-willed though. But, she also struggled with addiction also. But she always did, she made wedding cakes. She liked doing flower arrangements. She did quite a bit other than just drugs, but she was an addict.
Right.
I talked to her mom a lot in this case, Connie too. I liked Connie a lot.
Shout out Connie.
Yes, Connie, Sheila, and Ruth. You guys are great. So Tonda was bad about taking off for months. I don't think Ashley and Jeff really did that, but Tonda would. She would just kind of go off for a little bit. So when things started going down, her parents didn't report her missing right away because they all three went missing at the same time. So let's see. Jeff and Ashley weren't even married a year before they went they weren't married a year. They were married about 2 or 3 months after they met, though. So that was, that's fast, but that works out for people.
You never know.
You never know. But they lived in a trailer on Jeffers Ridge. There was a family that lived on Jeffers Ridge that didn't necessarily like that Ashley lived there because it was Ashley's trailer. He moved in with her. They had a Mustang they shared that was Jeff's Mustang, and hold on, let me see. They had gotten in a car wreck at some point, and they ended up with $6,000 to $8,000. But because of this car wreck is when she ended up, I'm pretty sure, going to jail.
So like a chunk of change, or that much in damage?
I think they were awarded.
Oh,
that.
gotcha.
Yeah.
For the insurance.
Yeah.
Got it.
And so he used that money to help pay Ashley's fines and stuff off, like a big part of it. But he also, paid a lot on the Mustang in the settlement, from what I remember. Now, they were very clean people. You'll need to know that later. But they were very clean people, and they didn't really let anybody drive this Mustang except for them. They were very proud of this Mustang. Jeff and Ashley both at that time were collecting unemployment, so they did have money coming in. And Jeff was really close to Ashley's family at the time. And so he would go over there, he would help with them, anything around the house they needed and any outdoor stuff they needed done. He always liked to help them. He was close to them. They did start having a few issues. Jeff did talk to his mom about being fed up there towards the end, because this is when their drugs really started kind of not being great for them anymore. And Jeff had talked to his mom about moving out and coming back home, but she was like, no, you're married, you'll work this out, it'll be fine. And he was like, okay. So at some point, though, Jeff went to Ashley's family's house to work outside.
Mm-hmm.
But then Ashley and Tonda had went 4-wheeler riding with a group of people. And it wasn't necessarily people that Jeff liked very much, but he was off doing stuff at her house, so I don't think he said too much about it. But yeah, they went 4-wheeler riding, and Tonda had told her mom that they were all going back to the trailer so Jeff could tattoo them. Tonda wanted her children's father's name tattooed on her shoulder. I think that's who she was with at the time. And then there was a guy named Marty. I won't use the last name because everyone in this is innocent until proven guilty. But Marty wanted tattooed also, but Jeff didn't like Marty, so that didn't make sense why he would go over there to tattoo him. They were distant cousins, but Marty at some point had a thing with Ashley. So it was Jeff just didn't like him because, that's how people are. They
Sure,
don't
yeah.
like exes, or I don't think they dated, but they don't, you're just like that. So when they finally did go back to the trailer, though, wait, hold on. No, let me back up. So Jeff was at their house, Ashley's parents' house, and he gets a phone call and abruptly leaves, tells her family, I've got to go. Ashley has someone at the trailer that shouldn't be there. I assume it's Marty, since he was wanting to get tattooed, but nobody really knows. He didn't say. So he was headed back to the trailer. Ashley and Tonda went to the trailer, and Jeff wasn't there. And so they didn't really know what to do. And then later on that evening, though, there was a black pickup truck that was seen at the trailer just carrying things out, just tons of things out of the trailer in plastic bags. And Marty was seen driving their Mustang, and the girls were never seen after that either. And so everyone was like, what in the world? And then that night, the trailer burned to the ground. Yeah. And so all three of them are now missing. The trailer's burnt to the ground, and Marty has the Mustang. And a ton of stuff was carried out of the trailer before this happened. When they go in the trailer, they found a chainsaw in the trailer. And which was weird because they kept everything super clean. Why would you bring something like a chainsaw in there? And they never released what they found on the chainsaw. Like, I was looking into this in 2021, and they were still telling the family that they hadn't processed everything on the chainsaw, and they went missing in 2011. So they're still saying they were processing everything off this. So from what people have told them, like off the record, there was blood and tissue on the chainsaw, but nobody knows that for sure because nothing was logged. And they say they don't know what was on it. It's still in evidence. So they finally pull Marty over, I think is how it happened. And he says, Jeff sold me the Mustang. And they're like, why would Jeff sell you the Mustang? And he hands them the title, and Jeff and Ashley's name was signed on it. And like they sold it to him. Well, they bring the signatures to Ruth, which is Ashley's mom, and Sheila. And they both said that's not their signatures. That's not their real signatures. And the police just were kind of like, oh, okay. And they got the Mustang, I guess, back. They got that Mustang in evidence. But they didn't do anything to Marty. Like, it's proven that this title was forged because Sheila, I'm pretty sure, had Jeff's signature because he did all his bills and handled his finances, right? So it was proven to the police that these signatures were not theirs, and they still didn't charge Marty with anything. Yeah. And
what year was this?
2011.
God.
Yeah. And so the family's like, okay.
Where?
Where? Mason County.
Oh, yeah. Mason County.
Gallipolis Ferry. Do you know the Grace Smith case?
No.
Oh, okay. It's the same area. So yeah. You need to ask Nathan about the Grace Smith case.
Okay.
He knows a lot about it. But yeah. So then Marty is caught at an apartment complex down there selling all this stuff. And people came to, I think it was Sheila, and said, this is Jeff's stuff he's selling. And he was caught selling his tattoo equipment. He was caught selling his name brand clothes, his shoes, but nothing still was done to Marty. Nobody was asking him, where'd you get this stuff? What happened? Nothing.
This is 3 people.
3 people. Yeah.
Vanished off the face of the earth.
Vanished off the face of the earth. Yeah. And so I'm trying, this one's a long one. This outlines
take
27 pages.
Take your time.
So,
this is a lot. I mean, this is.
Yeah. So they found all that. They raided the apartment complex, like the nickname for that area is the Hole. They raided it. They found all that stuff. And they also, they claim that the police also was carrying out of the apartment complex. I don't know if you can pull it up, called
I'm just going to put the Whole Mason County.
Mystery Hole.
It's not the Mystery Hole.
No. I don't know what the apartment complex itself is called. Everyone called it just the Hole. It's in Point
It sounds like
Pleasant.
a lovely place.
It's, yeah.
Apartments, Mason County. I'll look while you're talking.
In Point Pleasant. This was actually in the town Point Pleasant.
Really?
Yeah. So they...
Was it the Mothman?
Maybe.
These jokes are stupid, Alex. Apologize to the family. Tell them there's nothing that I mean disrespectful at all.
Of course not. No.
Yeah.
I mean, people do claim so many people in Mason County go missing because of the curse of Chief Cornstalk.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, there is that.
Pleasant Valley.
It might be Pleasant Valley. I think that
seems like a place we call the Hole.
I think that might be, I don't know. I can't remember right now. But anyways, so yeah. So they claim that the police started carrying out, when they raided all the stuff that Marty was selling, they also carried out a safe, a bloody hat, and bloody clothes. But nothing was also ever done about this.
Hold on. What?
When they raided, they were looking for just stuff that Marty was selling. They also found a safe, a bloody hat, and bloody clothes. And nothing was done.
You're making this up.
That's what was told to the family.
That's what was told to the family.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And so then, and then also Marty then out of nowhere had a lot of money after these 3 people went missing. A lot of money. And like I said, he sold stuff of theirs too, but it was like a little bit more than what they would have got from selling a lot of stuff. Well, then, so I already went over the chainsaw. So then there's this guy named Renee Gonzalez. I tried my hardest to send FOIA requests for this case on Renee Gonzalez, but I never got anything told to me or sent to me. But Renee Gonzalez, he went to a guy named Chad's house because Chad was married to his child's mother and he was trying to pick up his child. And he swore he heard 2 girls screaming from this cabin on his property. And it freaked him out so bad, he left the property and called 911 before he even got out the road. And pretty much Chad just told him, you're, wrong place, wrong time. Renee gets murdered that night. Gets murdered that night.
Renee?
Renee, the guy that heard them screaming.
Oh, goodness gracious. What?
That night. Yes. And that's why I said I tried to send FOIA requests because I wanted to see if they had record of the 911 call, because supposedly he told them he heard women screaming, but the state police wouldn't send me it. I sent 2 FOIA requests. I called them.
I tell you, it's hard to get evidence.
It's really hard.
I can't get evidence on a case that was being closed or it's not closed, but it's like 40 years old.
Yeah. Yeah. And because this was in 2011, I was pretty much told, well, that's archived. It'll take forever to get. And it's like, well, then take the time to get it. Like, I'm requesting it. Like, it's literally a Freedom of Information Act and you're not sending it.
Now, that's a closed case. They should be able to, you should be able to get that.
Yep. Yeah, because Chad's and I think one other person's in prison for it. But yeah, so he was murdered on the front porch 2 weeks after the trio goes missing. 2 weeks. Chad paid Matt Woods and Steve Atkins to kill Renee Gonzalez. Matt Woods' girlfriend said that she was told her job was to go in and get Renee to the bedroom and have sex with him. Matt and Steve were going to barge in and shoot him. But Renee deadbolted the door behind him when he went in, so Steve and Matt couldn't just walk in. They started kicking the door in, and Renee opened the door, and Steve shot and killed Renee right there on the porch. Yeah.
What kind of bananas plan is that?
Listen, this is also Mason County. Like, the stuff that happens in Mason County is nuts. I believe in that curse. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, so Steve was thought to be easily manipulated, though. Like, he was a simple man. I'll put it that way. He was a simple man. So they do think he was very easily manipulated. And Chad was not actually there for the murder, but it's thought that he had, definitely planned it, kind of like Chino, planned it, but wasn't necessarily there. And Matt was charged as an accessory because he drove the car that got them away, the getaway car. Yeah.
How much time do they get?
I don't have that in here.
That's okay.
Yeah, I don't have that in here. It's Matt Woods and Steve Atkins. And you can also probably look up Renee Gonzalez along with that. Yeah, right there.
3 suspects arrested. This ain't after. Let's see. I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Updated.
See, a lot of this stuff has been archived since it's over 10 years old. So you have to kind of look at those types of sites to really get it.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so there was a sex worker that was paid to check that Renee was dead. That was from Huntington. She was paid $5,000. She then was the one that called the death in. So she called 911 and told them about it. She also later testified against Matt, Steve, and Chad. Police moved her to Ohio before she testified, and she hasn't came back since. Yeah. Yep. So then the girls were found. So the girls were found shot execution style on the side of the road.
What girls?
The Ashley and Tonda.
They were found?
They were found shot execution style. Ashley was also shot in the foot. So it's thought that Tonda was shot first. Ashley tried to run away. They shot her in the foot so she couldn't run. And then execution styled her.
So they weren't buried? They were just on the side of the road somewhere?
They were in a shallow grave. So I think Tonda was underneath and Ashley was on top. And Chad's cousin or brother, one of his close relatives, is the one that found them. And it was like right after he had talked to him in prison. So they think Chad just pretty much told him where to look. And he just wandered out there kind of like a hunter, you know, and was like, oh, I found these girls, and called it in. Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah.
How was Marty affiliated with these people?
Marty and Ashley, they had like a talking stage. I don't think they ever dated, but Marty, everyone just knows everybody there. You know,
Sure.
Everyone hangs out. If you're around the same age, you hang out with everyone. And so he was the one that took Ashley and Tonda out 4-wheeler riding that day when Jeff went missing. Yeah. Because it is thought, this is kind of getting ahead, but it is thought that Jeff was a target. And then Ashley and Tonda just walked in on whatever happened to that trailer. So they had to take them too. But what's really interesting is if you think about it, if they went missing, they were found 6 weeks after they went missing in the dead of summer. So, because I think they were found in July, they went missing in June. It was hot then. You know, it gets hot in West Virginia in the summer. And supposedly they had died when they went missing, but their skin was still intact. Ashley's family, I'm pretty sure, identified her from her tattoos. And how would her skin be able to be identified like that in 6 weeks in the dead of summer? And they were also able to tell that Tonda never got her child's father's name tattooed on her shoulder. So they know they didn't go back to the trailer to get tattooed. But how do you know that? Like the skin would have been gone by then in 6 weeks. So they had to have been held somewhere, which means Renee probably did hear them. Yeah.
So the decomposition would have been worse, you think?
Oh, yeah. In
Okay.
6 weeks?
Right.
In the dead of summer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's look up decomposition stages. My Google is just completely screwed.
I know. I'm like, please never look into.
Completely screwed.
Yeah, please don't ever look into what I search. Like, I'm in so much trouble.
Let's see. The 5 main stages of decomposition are fresh, bloat, active decay, advanced decay, and dry skeletonization.
Yeah.
Fresh occurs immediately after death. Bloat starts as a result of bacteria breaking down and producing gases. Active decay is the most visually dramatic stage. Advanced decay is most of the tissue has been liquefied or consumed. And dry skeletonization is only the skeleton and hair remain. Let's see, time length in heat.
Yeah.
This is completely an awful Google. Fresh stage, 0 to 2 days. Bloat stage is 2 to 6 days. Active decay is 5 to 11 days. Advanced decay stage 10 to 25. So you said what shape was the body in?
You could identify the skin.
Okay.
You could identify the tattoos on the skin.
Oh yeah. So maybe bloat stage.
Maybe. Yeah.
Which is 2 to 6 days.
Yep. And So, but they hadn't found Jeff at all.
Right.
It is rumored, and there's been people that's went to not just Jeff's family, but Tonda and Ashley's family too, that have said that they worked a case where they found a forearm in the woods with Jeff's exact tattoos on him. But that's the only rumor that they've ever found.
A rumor? Jeff. So that's just a rumor they heard from who'd they hear it from?
I have to say rumor because the police say it didn't happen. But officials have came to the family and said, no, I worked it. I was there when we found it. And Jeff's family would listen to those police scanners because they wanted to know if something was ever found. And one of his family members told me they heard a call come in for the forearm, and they had said 2 down, 1 to go. What's the NCIC number? And then the sheriff gets on there and says, this is public. Shut it down. Quit talking about it. Yeah. Yeah. And then they say it never happened.
Right.
So it's it was right near someone's house had to be where all the CSI vans and stuff parked because they had to go into the woods.
Mm-hmm.
And that family has came forward and said, yeah, they're here. They're looking for something out there. And the police claim nothing ever came of it. Or no, they say it never happened.
I mean, surely if they find a forearm, they'll say it.
Yeah, but they won't. Well, Jeff's family had offered a reward. I can't remember, maybe $10,000.
Mm.
And it was passed to the state police at some point. And Trooper Allen, I can't remember his first name, tried to get a hold of Sheila, Jeff's mom, and said he wanted a hold of this fund. He wanted to control what happened to the reward fund. And she said no, because she didn't trust them. They weren't taking care of the case. A day after they issued a warrant for Jeff's arrest, saying that he killed the 2 girls and that they were actively looking for him.
No way. So they said
that, yeah. If you look him up on NamUs right now, it'll say there's a warrant out for his arrest for the killing of Ashley Baird and Tonda Nelson. Yeah. Yeah.
How do you spell it again? Jeffrey Crawford.
Mm-hmm.
Where do I go?
NamUs.
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 Oh,
and I think it's .org. NamUs.org. Because it's, and then I don't know where it took you.
Oh Lord, where am I?
I don't know. Google search.
Yeah. I felt like I was.
Google search NamUs. NAMUS. It's the national database for missing people. Yeah. Oh, .gov. That's right. Not .org. And then go to dashboards and then search missing persons. You can just put in the names. So his is William Jeffrey Crawford.
Okay.
And then it should be, oh, do they not have him on there where it's a missing?
I spelled it wrong. I'm so stupid.
Okay.
Here we go.
There it is. Yeah.
All right.
Pull it up. And then where?
Let's see. It says
missing. And they used to have it on here that it was, he had a warrant for his arrest. I'm going down. Maybe it's an additional case. Nope. Well, they used to have it on there, but there's a warrant. If you look on the West Virginia State Police site, it says it. There's different places that say.
Well, if you search for him, let's see, Jeffrey Crawford
missing. Yeah.
Let's see, warrant. Shoot. There's a Jeffrey Crawford warrant. Would you believe that? Oh my goodness. All right.
William Jeffrey Crawford, and maybe put West Virginia.
Yeah.
That might help.
I'll work on my Googling.
Yeah. It used to be it would pull up maybe this one down here.
Hold on. It says, what is this? William Jeffrey, known as Jeff, was arrested for the murders of his wife, Ashley and Tonda.
He was never arrested, though.
What is this? Don't listen to this AI trash.
No.
Wait, hang on.
But that's the West Virginia court record.
Hold on.
Yeah. He's never been found.
Hold on. What does this say? We gotta.
Yeah.
All right, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt. What does this say? Where is it at? Okay.
They just had it on there.
Daggone it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is some random site.
It's the West Virginia court records, though. Gosh, they should have something right about it. Search his name on there. See if it comes up.
I don't know. This is one of those sites I think that just try to rip you off.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They got some of them that are like, that'll charge you for public records.
Yeah. Let me see.
That literally.
If I can send it to you real quick.
See, yeah, this is just going to search for it.
Because he used to be one of the people that, you know how like the West Virginia State Police only show like 16 people?
Mm-hmm.
He used to be one of them on there. And it's because he has a warrant.
Right.
Yeah.
I need
Yeah.
to-
See, if you go West Virginia State Police page, there he is. They ironically only put the like a picture that looks like a mugshot. And it says wanted for the murders of Ashley Crawford and Tonda Nelson, which occurred in June 2000.
Oh, got it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So even though he technically went missing before them, because the girls went back to the trailer with Marty, but he was already gone. And yet they have him.
And that's been proven?
Yeah. I mean, that.
Well, okay, so did someone see them with Marty, or
they
did
had
Marty
that whole
say?
group. There was about 6 of them that went 4-wheeler riding, and then they went back to the trailer. And yeah, and it's thought they did this because I won't say who it was, but I've talked to a Mason County officer that wasn't from Mason County, so he wasn't in the good old boy system there. He moved there, and he told me that they did this because if he had a warrant out for his arrest, they would never have to truly close the case. So therefore you can't get any information on the case because it's technically still open. But they don't have to continue looking for him he's convinced they know where he is. And he told me that he got to see the file. And think about how much information we've covered. It's 14 pages long. The file is for all 3 of them. 14 pages. And most of it is just people to contact. There's hardly any information.
Wow.
Yeah.
This doesn't sit well.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And there was something else I wanted to go in about that. But yeah, so yep, they claim that, but they wouldn't go anywhere. Like there was different places they could have looked for him because he has family like in different states. He was in the military, so he has friends in different states. His son didn't live in West Virginia. They could have went and looked there. They didn't contact anybody in other states to go look. They didn't contact anybody in West Virginia to search. They didn't even search his parents' house. It's like, if you're looking for someone who killed 2 people, why are you not actually searching for him?
I mean, what's the evidence that he did? Just that
Nothing.
He knew them?
There is one lady that came forward who she has a long history with Ashley because she lived on the same road as Ashley and she just didn't like her. Came forward and said that Jeff showed up to when they were 4-wheeler riding and didn't like that she was with Marty and shot and killed them in front of the group, and then left. But that girl didn't say anything until the girls were found. And there were quite a few people that came to me and allegedly said she was forced to say it because she was on the verge of getting her child taken away for probably unrelated reasons. And that was their way of.
Well, so technically they do have an eyewitness. Technically,
yes. But then there's eyewitnesses that say they went back to the trailer. So it's like, which one?
It's true. Which one?
And if he shot and killed him in front of this group, they never said anything. There's like 6 people that just never said anything for 6 weeks. And then what would be the reason to burn the trailer down?
Sure. Well, but put myself in their mind frame. I mean, I have no clue who it is, but
Yeah.
probably scared. I don't know.
Yeah.
If that's the case. But like I talked about this before, it's very hard to disappear.
Yeah.
If you wanted to disappear.
Yeah.
Like
You could never use your social security number again.
yeah, the logistics
No
of it
bank activity.
is impossible.
Yeah. Social media. You don't think one person's not going to see you?
Oh yeah. Well, and maybe not in 2011. I don't know. There were
Well,
cameras then.
Yeah.
But it's still social media though was a thing and there were cameras, but now, I mean, especially it'd be impossible, but I just don't. It seems like, I mean, listen, again, I love law enforcement, but this is weird. It seems like it seems like that when you just don't want to work on something.
Yeah.
For some drug addict.
Mm-hmm. And that's
there's a correlation between all three of these cases.
Oh yeah. And I've had police officers from Mason County and the state police both tell me that when they ask questions, they are told to stop. Yeah. They are told to stop.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Just, like these
What's
are
the point?
I mean, okay, let's go through these. You know, just assuming they all were involved in something nefarious out of their control. None of them deserved being murdered.
None of them. Yeah.
Like one slept with a wife, and everyone else just seems like they're on drugs.
Yeah.
Like
they are. It's thought
they're hurting themselves.
Yeah.
More than anyone else. It looks like now. This is a mugshot. Do you know what he was arrested for?
That's his driver's license.
Oh, that's his driver's license
but
picture.
They put it.
It looks
up.
like a mugshot.
Exactly.
Hmm.
You've seen all these other pictures of Jeff that the family has given, and they put this one up.
And it's his driver's license.
Yeah.
Wow.
But they put it up with the warrant.
Oh.
If that's not like some psychology crap. You know what I mean?
Let's see. Let's just see here. Do you ever go to the magistrate records?
Not often.
I do all the time. It's freaking awesome. If you want to just like sit around and
I'll go down a rabbit hole.
Google some random person that you don't like, you can kind of look up anything that they've been. Now, me, the only thing someone will find is a medical bill I didn't pay.
Nice.
For a long time.
Now I'm going to go and Google myself.
Yeah.
Look it up on there.
Well, you go on the magistrate records, it'll tell you anything involving the state. It won't do federal stuff, obviously, because it's just the state. But yeah, so let's go here. Do a little CAPTCHA, which are impossible. This one ain't too bad, but some of these CAPTCHAs.
Some of them, I'm like, you're literally trying to trick me.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't do all this. All right, William.
Yep. William Jeffrey Crawford.
Jeffrey Crawford. So these would be cases pre 2011 and back.
Mm-hmm.
And his birth date is in 82. Yep. So we have about 5 records here. Let's go with the latest one, work our way back. So registration.
Yeah.
No registration in the vehicle and speeding. So it looks like those were together. That was in
December.
December of 09 in what county? Mason County.
Mason.
All right. And, you know, the only reason I'm doing this is because he's missing. We're just trying to look and make sure to clarify if he's ever been charged of anything or anything to rule stuff out. Another charge of speeding. We got 2 more here. One in 05, which was speeding and speeding. So he had a lead foot. That's it.
That's literally
03.
it.
Yeah.
And it's just like why they would do that to him. And especially like, it's just weird. Sheila had to fight to get them to put on the news that he was missing.
Mm.
They had to fight, like she had to fight it. He was friends with a sheriff that was looking into it. And she finally got him to put it on the news. But like, they weren't even going to put it on the news that he was missing.
Mm-hmm.
And then like you only announce that there's a warrant out for his arrest because she won't let you have it control of a $10,000 reward for his body.
I mean,
That's weird.
Who would
That is weird.
In what situation would they ever? The only reason a lawyer would, maybe.
Yeah. Here's another really weird thing. So she had to sue the state to get his car back. They weren't going to give it to her. And so she, it was sitting in Henderson for a long time. If you go to the Google Drive, there's pictures where they had evidence in the car. Yeah. Photos of the Mustang. And then there's a Mustang, but then there's like, that's the one that they adored. And I don't know, both families, Jeff's family says it was Jeff's, Ashley's family says it was Ashley's. So I'm not really sure which one is which.
Nice car. I like those.
I know, I love it. But look, they have evidence markers. They have evidence bags in the car. And then if you keep going, they should have evidence markers in the car. But like they have.
What are all these white? Are all these potential?
Those were not there before it was taken into evidence. So I'm assuming it's the evidence markers. See, they wrote 4 right there, which I'm assuming is probably fingerprints since it's on the door. There's scratches all over the car. And you got to think they were clean people. They took care of their house and their car.
Right.
And there's just all these like marks in it and damage. And, like I'm assuming bodily fluid, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to say nothing was wrong with the car. They couldn't find anything.
What are these blue strips? That looks like a bleach or something, or some kind of detergent.
See, I thought it looked like it circled an area, like circled.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And I don't know if that would be like, I don't think it's big enough to be like a gunshot place, but like it's obviously something they saw because they numbered
Number
it.
14. I got you now. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And it's like, but they tried to tell her nothing was in the car. There's nothing wrong with the car. They couldn't find anything. But there's one of the markers is literally like 114. Yeah. How do you go from 4 to 114? You're not just picking random numbers for evidence.
That's a pretty big number.
Yeah. And they tried to say nothing. Yeah, according to the complaint, police seized the car as part of the investigation. It was no longer needed and still hadn't been returned. Trooper Allen said there was no evidence and there was never evidence bags or evidence at all in the car.
Was this the only car they had?
Mm-hmm.
So if he did,
like the seats,
if he left, he would have to have killed them and then left.
Just on foot? Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. It gets weirder and weirder the more you go down the rabbit hole.
I guess he could have got a little beater car or something, but like
someone could have picked him. But like, if all the people you guys know are like 4-wheeler riding, yeah, it's insane. So yeah, she ended up she brought these pictures into the police of the evidence bag. She didn't see the inside of the car yet.
Right.
I'm assuming that's a footprint is what I see.
This?
Yeah. And hair.
It looks brown.
I see a little hair right on that brown, but then I don't know. Some of the stuff I can't tell because they don't tell us what it is. They say nothing was found.
Sure. And then I know like open investigation, they ain't going to say nothing typically, but at the same time, it's obvious they were doing things and trying to figure things out.
But yeah, she ended up having to sue them to get this car back, even though they said they were done with it. They refused to return it. Yeah. And even when she sued them and they were ordered to give it back, Trooper Allen from the state police still gave her a hard time and didn't want to return it. The judge had to be like, we ordered you to give this car back. But they tried to tell her none of those bags were ever in there, that she made it up. So she brought those pictures in. And
these pictures looks like it was taken. It says March 27th, 2010.
Yeah, I don't believe any of the dates on like digital cameras because they reset so much. Like I feel like every time you changed batteries at that time in cameras, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, if this was a phone, we could check metadata, but I'm just wondering, what are these? If you're whose photos are these?
Sheila took these photos.
So she took these photos.
Yeah, she took these photos and of the outside. And then once she got the car back, she took the ones inside.
Gotcha. So this is, I mean, it'd have been impossible to take this before they left.
Yeah, this was in evidence in Henderson.
Gotcha. So it's probably just some kind of
it was just a mess up on the date, I think.
Anomaly with her camera, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So like still, like you're still like, even if there's nothing nefarious, how do you expect them to not think that?
Mm-hmm.
Not think that. Yeah. A lot of people do believe that Jeff, like I said, was the target. They think that he had a debt for drugs, but they didn't think it was more than like $8,000. And they think that he was lured back to the trailer. They think Marty's the one who brought the girls, out, and something happened within the trailer. I was told by a few people, and this is all alleged because they don't want to be, known or anything, that he was shot in the leg as like, like you don't have our money, you know how that can go. And he accidentally bled out. They did not mean to kill him. And they think the girl showed up when that happened. Mm. And so that's why they had to burn the trailer down, is because there was so much blood and evidence in there. And that's why they had to take the girls, because they saw what happened.
Did they check the females for sexual abuse after the fact? Do you know?
I don't know.
Well, I'm just wondering if they took them somewhere. Where are they staying? First off, like, what are they doing? Yeah. What's going on? So I was just curious if they ruled that out.
I don't know if they did or not. They clearly could if they could tell the skin, and it was rumored that Chad had them in that camp or cabin on his property, and that it is possible they prostituted him out to get the debt back. But that is a big alleged. That's a big alleged.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and $8,000 in that world is a lot in anyone's world, it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
a lot of money to kill 3 people, though.
I mean, we just had the story where someone stabbed a dude for $1,000. What's it called? A heater?
Yeah. Heater. Yeah.
He stabbed him for $1,000. So like,
yeah,
that's a lot of money and with a lot of these folks.
And then, but I don't get it, because why? You obviously took Jeff's stuff to sell it off to get that money back. So why use the girls too, unless you're just trying to make as much money as you can? Maybe they were in a debt. Who knows? Mason County, unfortunately, is riddled with drugs. It's one of the worst counties I have heard about with drugs in West Virginia. Mm. It's not good down there. So,
have you been to the TNT area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, TNT.
That's a lot funner than this.
It is.
This is very sad.
Have you been? Like, have you seen all the domes?
I've seen video. I haven't went to the TNT area in person. Cool. Yeah, I need to go.
It's cool. The domes are really cool. I've been in them, but like if you try to talk to people, like it echoes so bad. But people used to literally throw parties in them. They would do bonfires and stuff in them. But now I think there's a lot of homeless that live there. You have to be careful. Mm. But TNT, yeah, it's an area. But so, yeah, I don't know if they'll ever find Jeff. Unfortunately, there's so many different places that they've said he was. They've mentioned wells that have now been covered up. They thought he was, put in the river there. There's a lot of different things they've said. And they have done, I think, a dive team near the locks down there, but they didn't find anything. And just, the police do not take this one seriously because it has to do with drugs.
What do you think happened?
I really do think whatever made someone hurt Jeff was the target. I do believe that, because even if it was Jeff and Ashley's debt, because they're married, they both were using, I think they would have taken it out on the husband before the wife.
So you don't think Jeff killed them?
No. Because there's so much evidence that he was gone first.
Yeah.
Something happened to him way before something happened to the girls.
Yeah. Dude was in debt. He didn't have the money to flee, first off, because you're going to need a fart ton of money, like massive pile of money to be able to disappear.
Yeah.
I don't even know how much. Probably 6 figures.
Oh, easy, right? Because you're not going to be able to open a bank account or anything.
Yeah.
And if he went missing, why would he sell his tattoo guns? That is cash money right there that he could make. Going up to people, doing tattoos that you would never have to trace.
Mm-hmm.
Why is his tattoo stuff being stolen? All his nice clothes, all his nice shoes. And they did get that money for the settlement, but he paid off, Ashley's fines with it. I'm sure, paid off some of his fines with the speeding and, paid off stuff with the Mustang. Like, he didn't have any of that left.
Sure.
There was actually the Facebook post right there. Ashley did mention right before they went missing, they were thinking of moving to Myrtle Beach.
It says, we are ready to, on May 23rd, 2011, we are ready to move to Myrtle Beach. Already got a place in Myrtle. Going to move as soon as we get our home rented out, 4 bedrooms and fully furnished if needed. Also has a 2-room building with a bottom part to it. Big back porch on a half-acre of land. Hit me up if you or someone you know is interested. There will be monthly inspections to make sure the home is being taken care of.
Yeah. So they obviously needed money before they moved. But you found Ashley. So it's not like they ever moved. People tried to say that. Well, they moved to Myrtle Beach. She posted about it. Well, she was found. He obviously didn't go to Myrtle Beach. They needed the money for the rent to move to Myrtle Beach.
What was the date of the official disappearance? Let's see.
June 18th, I think it was.
Wow, it's odd timing.
Yeah. Think about that. She posts that on Facebook, and if someone who wanted to hurt them just had to see that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Just had to see it. That's it. Perfect alibi. Because a lot of people, not that they didn't take it seriously, but they truly thought they moved.
Sure.
They truly thought they moved.
Yeah, there's no motive with Jeff on why he would do it. There's no motive. What's the motive?
Yeah. Yeah. Because, there's been talk that maybe they had an abusive relationship, but there wasn't enough that I found, like the Jack case. He's literally telling people, he's talking about it with people. She's arrested for it. He's making videos on his phone documenting these things. That wasn't the case in this. Maybe they had some heated arguments, but I don't think.
Yeah, you're going to shoot her and her best friend and bury him?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Of course, there's people that do depraved stuff, and obviously all this stuff is just so shocking, but it just doesn't make sense.
And they'd have to be missing for 6 weeks before he did it and then bury them and leave. So even.
And then he's just some master of disguise that, Jeff Crawford is able to vanish off the face of the earth.
Yes. And think about it. Even if he did it, then why is this witness saying that he did it the night they were 4-wheeler riding?
Yeah.
If they were able to tell who they were by their tattoos. This case
sucks
nuts. It is. And it's just such a rabbit hole when you go down it. And all 3 families, even though they did find Ashley and Tonda, they still have no idea why. They might know where they are, but I don't think it makes it any better. Because you still have no idea why this happened.
Just a mess.
It is.
Well, rest in peace to Ashley and Tonda.
Yeah.
And most likely Jeff. Very sad. So nothing's happened really. There's been no updates, no searches or anything since then.
No.
It's just
Jeff's
they got a warrant out.
Did searches. When it first started, they were doing searches, and they would ask the police to come in case they found something, and the police told them no. They said no.
Why?
They just, I guess, weren't worried about it. That's not. Yeah. See, there's like hardly anything on it. They archived anything and everything that was on this case, all the news channels and stuff.
The news didn't really report on it?
No, I mean, I think they did. They would, they posted that they were missing, but they wouldn't give like updates from what I understand. Like they said when they were all missing, they then posted when the girls were found. And that's about it. Yeah. And then when his warrant was released. Yeah.
Let's see, their Facebook page, they have a missing William Jeff Crawford. We will never give up. And the last post was September 27th, 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, like I said, Nathan and my nonprofit, we did do a search on a place that was told to us that he was at, but it didn't come up with anything.
Where was it at?
It was in Mason County. I don't know if I can actually say.
Yeah, don't say
because it's a private property.
Sure,
but,
yeah.
But it was in Mason County, and it did come up nothing. So I mean, I still try really hard to keep his name out there and stuff, but there's not really anybody that's talking about it. And we were talking about people doing like Netflix shows and stuff. I'm like, nobody's picked up this case. This is a literal Lifetime movie. Like if you're looking for something, like that, how has nobody looked into this?
Sure.
Nobody's interested. Like if you're really wanting the shock factor of true crime and all the twists and turns, this would be the case to look at, and nobody's interested.
How sad.
It is.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Well, what's the future goals? You going to keep doing this?
Yeah, of course. I love it. And, the thing is like, even if you don't find anything, the families are just so happy someone is still helping them. And I think that matters more than anything. Like just seeing how excited they get that someone's wanting to be involved in their cases and someone's wanting to give them a voice and someone hasn't forgotten their loved one. I think that matters the most out of anything, you know, and I feel like they're just so grateful, and it's just it's a beautiful community,
Sure.
in such sad circumstances, but it's a beautiful community.
Yeah. And some get solved that way.
Yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Well, what do we want to plug? Paul on YouTube.
Yes, Paul on YouTube. I'm Paul on Facebook too. Paul Unsolved in West Virginia. I am starting to do Kentucky cases too, because I've had a few Kentucky people reach out to me. So if you're from Kentucky, you can also reach out for your missing loved ones. I'm really bad about uploading all the time on Instagram, but you can find me on Instagram at ayebeepee, ayebeepee. But yeah.
Perfect. We'll have to do this again.
Yes. I'll bring 3 women next time.
Perfect. Let's do it.
Yes.
Good deal. Well, thank you for making the trip. And
of course.
If anyone knows anything, call 911, get a hold of Alex or me.
Mm-hmm.
You heard where she's at, and you can email me at creepalachia@gmail.com, and we will guide you in the right direction.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone else, before you leave, be sure to like this video, subscribe to Creepalachia on YouTube if you haven't. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, take a minute and leave a review. That'll really help the show be found. If you're not going to hit the 5-star, forget everything I just said. And we are on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and we do have merch now at creepalachia.shop. And everyone else, please remember, above all else, long live Appalachia.
Yeah.